I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, putting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, putting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target! Stop it! Stop! I almost had it in time. What up? Welcome to the show. It's Monday night. It's Monday night. Check, check, check. I don't know if this little heater is drowning out my audio or what. We got a lot of news this week. We're back in the news grind. The demons are coming out for Christmas. We got a lot of Weird Sess stuff this week. Lots of Weird Sess stuff, ladies and gentlemen. But first, the main show today. Time Magazine names Donald Trump Person of the Year. Person of the Year. They did an interview. I couldn't find the full interview on YouTube. I don't know what the deal is. I have the transcript, and I have some clips, I think, from it, from Fox. I couldn't find the full interview. But anyway, we'll talk about the Person of the Year, Donald Trump. What does that mean? Why the lefties think that it doesn't necessarily mean what we think it means. Oh, it's so funny. And then we got new J6 report drops. Coffee break. New J6 report drops, and both the right and the left still can't agree on what happened that day. Both sides feel vindicated with this report, and both sides are like, haha, I told you so with this report. We're going to look into it, see what it says, you know, why the right's celebrating, why the left is celebrating, why they both think they got one on each other, and how we really still don't know anything about J6. Oh, look, the cover moves when you put your mouse on it. That's cool. Then we got drone stuff. Lots and lots of drone stuff. You guys know I like crazy cool tech and weird tech stuff. We've done full segments just on drone technology multiple times over the years. And now it's happening. I feel vindicated. The space battle is about to win, guys. Wait till the satellites start shooting lasers at each other and there's drones flying everywhere. You can't leave your house. We'll talk about the drones now and the drones then. The whole end of the show, I'm going to show you my ultimate drone theory. I have the ultimate drone conspiracy theory. I know where these drones are coming from. I know what it's leading to. I know where it's from and where it's coming from and where it's going. We'll talk all about the drones today. I'm going to do a segment in main story news just about what's going on with the drones over New Jersey, what we know so far, what the deal is with this. Then at the end of the show, I'm going to show you some past stuff that we've talked about on the show, some old drone news, where I'm just going to do live research. When it pops in my head, I'm going to look it up because this is an interesting topic to me because I've been following the weaponization of the drones and the mass production of the drones, who's producing them, where they're getting shipped, who's buying them, who's got the drones. So we're going to talk a lot about drones today. Then in rapid fire news, we have Weird Sess Stuff. Lots of Weird Sess stuff this week. So, we're not going to try to spend too much time on those because one of the stories is really gross and sad. Sad. If I could feel empathy, I would feel it. Thank you. The decorations are amazing, Amanda. Thank you. All right, let's get into this show. Should I just download my voice mod in the background now? Because I have to probably set it up while I do the show. Let's get into this Time Person of the Year thing. What did I write down? Fact check, Don Lemon, butthurt. Lefties call Trump Hitler. Okay, that's what we got. Time Person of the Year. Coffee. Coffee. Was that Cleveland Brown? Wow, I never knew I could do a Cleveland accent. I didn't know I could do that. Maybe I did. Huh. Coffee. Okay. What up, Amanda? All right. Trump is Time's Person of the Year. Kind of expected. I think I read somewhere that every year when there's an American presidential election, they always win the Times Person of the Year. But lefties are saying it's not the win conservatives think it is. You know why, guys? You know why they say it's not the win that we think it is? Because you know who else got Time Person of the Year? Hitler. Hitler got Time Person of the Year. Trump got Time Person of the Year. I've never seen them in the same room at the same time. They could be the same person. All right, let's read this from Time. Donald Trump 2024 Time Person of the Year. Let's look at this cover. Look at this cover. Ooh, look at that cover. Look at that coverage. That's not a Hitler cover. That's a Trump cover. That's an amazing cover. I'd like to get that and put it on my wall. Except I don't like magazines. Me and magazines have a bad history together. What's up, B-Wise? Time Person of the Year. There we go. All right, let me read this. Mar-a-Lago was quiet 3 days before Thanksgiving. Donald Trump's Moorish palace seemed all but deserted late that morning. The seaside estate's cavernous living room traversed intermittently by a junior staffer or silent aide. Totems to Trump were displayed everywhere. Trump totems? Where do I get one of these Trump totems? Framed magazines with him on the cover hung by the front door. On a table near the fireplace sat a cast bronze eagle awarded to him by singer Lee Greenwood. In the men's lavatory, a picture of him with Arnold Palmer hung near the urinals. Adorning a wall in the library bar, a painting titled The Visionary. The Visionary. The Visionary depicted Trump in a tennis sweater, trim and youthful. The empty rooms felt less like a millionaire's members club than a museum. How long is this? Oh, this is just a real long op-ed. I'm not reading this whole thing. Let's look at the pictures, though. I like pictures. Look at that stern Trump. Trump looking stern. Trump has a ready explanation for his improbable resurrection. He even has a name for its climactic final act. I call it 72 Days of Fury, he says. Whoa, as the interviews get underway. We hit a nerve in the country. The country was angry. It wasn't just MAGA faithful. Trump harnessed deep national discontent about the economy, immigration, and cultural issues. His grievances resonated with suburban moms and retirees, Latino and black men, young voters, and tech edgelords. Crypto bros. I'm not one of you. Why don't you, hit me up with some Bitcoin and I can be a crypto bro too. Let's crypto bros. Make some more crypto bros, While Democrats estimated that most of the country wanted a president who would uphold the norms of liberal democracy, Trump saw a nation ready to smash them, tapping into a growing sense that the system was rigged. Look at Trump. Is that real? That looks like AI. Is Time using AI for their photo things now? So Trump is person of the year. He's telling us what he's going to do day one. Where's the picture at? There we go. Sorry about that. Couldn't see my beautiful face. Great photo of Trump. Great photo. They say every photo is a great photo of Trump. But that may be the greatest. Maybe not. Some would say not. Bro, let's go. I don't care what anybody says. There's no way we lost in 2020. I mean, I guess people are mad about COVID and all the riots, and they just had to mail in their vote. Maybe it's possible, but I don't think so. That did look like AI, huh? That one of him on that stage. I don't remember him standing on a stage with giant Trump lights behind him. I haven't seen one I didn't like. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, basically. That's what they tell me. Nobody's ever seen me and said, I don't like that guy. All right. I don't want to read the full transcript, but you can see the full transcript on time. If anybody has a link to the full interview, I don't know where it is. I couldn't find it on YouTube. Maybe it hasn't been released yet. Maybe they only released the transcript in the magazine, but let's see what. I thought I had some video. No, I thought I had video. I guess we have Fox talking about it here. Let's see what they're saying.
You see lots of.
There's an ad that's going to play. While this plays, so Don Lemon is freaking out. See, I can't. Okay, let's just play this. We'll talk about Don Lemon in a second.
Was able to stay at home last night, and then is going to be ringing the bell. And he's got to be successful.
Also, just want to play this because, look, they're sitting in New York in front of the Christmas tree. Let's freaking go. And it's a revitalized looking Christmas tree. Remember in COVID, the Christmas tree had COVID. I don't know how the Christmas tree got it, but the Christmas tree had it. Biden's Christmas tree looking raggedy, looking like Charlie Brown Christmas tree, like a stick. Trump Christmas tree looking girthy. That's a girthy Christmas tree. That's a lot of balls well hung on that Christmas tree. America got its balls and its girth back. We ain't bringing out them dinky, decrepit Christmas trees anymore. Not in America. Looking like a dang Ukrainian Christmas tree.
Really happy because we know he likes to collect magazine covers.
Right.
But now he doesn't have to mock one up. For the second time, he is Time Magazine's Person of the Year.
Well, now he said now he doesn't have to mock one up, like make a fake one. But if it's the second time being Time Person of the Year, then he already has a previous Time Magazine Person of the Year cover. So why would he have to make a fake one?
To me, there are other contenders, but if they did anything but name him, that would be flat out biased.
Well, so Time.com has just released that, and I'm looking at the actual article, and it's great. It said, and the subheadline is, "If what comes next is anything like what he promises, Trump will reshape the nation and the world," and that is why so many people.
Oh yeah, so much is going to happen. I'm really just hoping Chauvin gets pardoned. You know, like, yeah, the J6 people, they need to get, a lot of them need to get pardoned. Maybe not all of them. Maybe some of them need to do some time if they were doing violent stuff. There was some people doing some violent stuff on J6. I'll concede that. But Chauvin definitely, that would be the biggest slap in the face to all these dumb, woke, commie bastards. BLM, Antifa, all these punks. Pardon Chauvin. Chauvin did his job. More information has come to light. Well, it was old information that we already knew about, but it's been getting exposed more. And the media can't, well, they're not really talking about it, but it's coming to light. Chauvin was innocent. He did what he was trained to do. Called the ambulance. The only mistake was taking him out of the car. Should have just left him in that car until the ambulance got there. They took him out and laid him down. Excited delirium sets in. Dude dies. Cop gets 22 years in prison. F that. And they've tried to kill him multiple times while he's in prison. I think that's one of the biggest, well, there's so many travesties, but one of the biggest travesties in the past. Well, damn, that was like 5 years ago now. Time flies when you're watching the world burn. But maybe time's going to slow down now and everybody's just going to chill for 4 years. It's going to be nice. But I want to see Chauvin pardoned, J6 people pardoned, mass deportation, drill baby drill, you know, energy dependence, tariffing bricks, tariffing freaking annexing Canada. Canada's going to become gay North Dakota. Let's freaking go. It's Trump time, baby. So Trump's making all these big promises. What was the point I was getting at with this? Oh, yeah. So they're right. If he pulls through with this, it's going to be epic.
Well, according to polls, which we're going to get into very shortly, people are really up.
Okay, I don't care about this. I want to see clips from the dang interview. Where's this interview? Where is the freaking Time interview? It's not up yet. Anyway, so the lefties are freaking out as usual. Here's Don Lemon. I wonder if they have the video. Is this the one? Oh, no, it's right here. Okay. Former CNN host Don Lemon blasted Time magazine as a joke. You're a joke, Don. Don't you have a husband? After revealing President-elect Donald Trump as their person of the year, Lemon hosted a TikTok live where he referenced it's going to suck when they ban TikTok. CNN and TikTok going to get banned. You're all getting banned. Referenced a long-running publication for honoring Trump after winning the 2024 presidential election and overcoming both felony convictions and assassination attempts. For marshaling a comeback of historical proportions, for driving a once-in-a-generation political realignment, for reshaping the American presidency and altering America's role in the world, Donald Trump is Time's 2024 Person of the Year, the magazine wrote. And now here's Don Lemon. If they wanted to make someone Person of the Year, I don't know. They could have done it with any person. They could have done it with someone who actually stood for democracy, who wants to stand for democracy in the country, Lemon said. I know that doesn't sound like Don Lemon. It's just a really gay voice. That was what I was going for there. Not good at sounding gay. But that's how I would do it. Although the Time magazine has chosen the winner of the presidential election as Person of the Year every election season since 2000, Lemon insisted that becoming president does not automatically make one qualified for the Time magazine. Time magazine, what are you doing? Let me ask you, Time Magazine, what would you say to those women who I guess still read Time Magazine? What about the women? What about the women? What about the women? They don't like Trump. Didn't you know, Time? Except for uneducated white women, they love Trump. Those dumb white ladies. I got some of them in my chat, some of these dumb white women who voted for Trump. Y'all are dumb. You know that, women. If you voted for Trump, you're just a dumb, uneducated white woman. Shout out, dumb, uneducated white women. We love you. You're the best. You're the best. The best. A man. A perfect Jalen? Yeah, I could just do Jalen for Don Lemon's voice. Hold on, what do you say? If they wanted to make someone person of the year, I don't know. They could have done it with any person. They could have done it to someone who actually stood for democracy, who stands for democracy in the country. I love Trump so much. Amanda, you're an uneducated white woman. You make America great again. So Don Lemon's crying. You have someone on the cover of your magazine who is an adjudicated assaulter. He continued. You have someone who inspired an insurrection. We have someone who, without a doubt, the evidence is there, tried to overturn a free and fair election. You had someone who had multiple criminal accounts and was found guilty on multiple criminal counts, and you named them person of the year. Shut up, Don. That's my point. He's freaking out. And then where's the article I'm looking for? Where's the article I'm looking at? Is it this one from NBC? Trump is unsurprisingly Time Magazine's Person of the Year again. The public, this is from MSNBC. They changed the headline. They changed the headline on this article. Oh my gosh. When I saved this article, it was Trump is unsurprisingly Time Magazine's Person of the Year. It's not the win conservatives think it is. And they changed the headline. Unless that's a different article. No, that's this article. They changed the headline. I wanted to show you guys this headline because it was like it's not the win conservatives think it is. And the point is, basically, exact when I read the article, unless they change the article too. Yeah, it's in here. It's in here. You know who else was Time Magazine's Person of the Year? Hitler, Stalin, basically every authoritarian dictator who tried to conquer the world. What's up, Elderline? So I'll read it. It's a short article, but they changed the headline. I swear the headline said, not the win conservatives think it is. Look, the publication's annual designation has little to no importance, so they're downplaying it. Even as its picks have courted controversy, this year it seems more pointless than ever. See, so they are still downplaying it. They're like, well, it's just Time Person of the Year. You know, they also give that to Paul Pot. I don't think they did give it to Paul Pot. I think they gave it to Stalin that year. Time Magazine has named President-elect Donald Trump. And this is by Clarissa John Lim. Whatever, Clarissa John Lim, Jan Lim. What country are you from? Time Magazine has named President-elect Donald Trump its 2024 Person of the Year, the second time the publication has given him that title. Alongside the announcement of its Person of the Year pick Thursday, Time published an extensive interview with Trump in which he discusses the election, immigration, pardoning Jan 6 rioters, the Middle East, and Ukraine. Tom also had a companion post fact-checking claims Trump made in the interview. But yeah, this is I think this is the first time that a Time Magazine Person of the Year interview has ever been fact-checked. They're fact-checking Trump's Person of the Year. How are you going to fact-check the Person of the Year? Were you person of the year, Snopes? Were you person of the year? Freaking what? Factchecker.com. Obama was also a person of the year. I know, Dean. We just said that. Every president has been person of the year when they get elected since 2020. We just said that. Pay attention. Fact check. Do I have the fact check? I thought I had an article on it being fact checked. No? I guess not. The publication's annual designation has little significance. Here's the downplaying. But its picks have sometimes counted controversy. Time explains that the title is given to the individual who, for better or worse, did the most to shape the world and the headlines over the past 12 months. Based on that criteria, it's hard to disagree with its pick this year. Trump has survived assassination attempts, molded the Republican Party in his image, and arguably forced the U.S. electorate into a rightward shift. Let's go. And won the presidential election. Yeah, and that. In fact, in years when there's a U.S. presidential election, it's rare for the winner not to take the title. Trump was first named Times Person of the Year in 2016. Here we go. Times has also named several of the most notorious leaders in history its Person of the Year, including Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler, and Vladimir Putin, as well as giving the title to the computer and the protester, and controversially, you. You were Times Person of the Year. I was Times Person of the Year. We're all Times Person of the Year. That's so stupid. They did that. I would be so disappointed if I had a subscription to Time Magazine and I really looked forward to the Person of the Year every year. And one year they come out with like a question mark on the cover and it says, "You're the Time Magazine Person of the Year." I'd be like, "No, Time. I'm broke. I make damn near minimum wage. I'm struggling out here. Can't feed my kids. I'm not Times Person of the Year. Why don't you give me some hope?" The protester was Times Person of the Year. What was that? BLM year? BLM year, they gave Times Person of the Year to the protester. That's funny. This is an honor, a tremendous honor, Trump said Thursday at the New York Stock Exchange, where he rang the opening bell, adding Time Magazine getting this honor for the second time. Time Magazine getting this honor for the second time. I think I like this better this time, actually. Each time it gets better. I don't know. I just keep winning. I really want a copy of this one, though. You can get one at your local Walmart, probably. Get one up at the local Walmart. I think we got one more Trump article. Now that Trump's going to be president, we're going to see these cases start dropping one like one. I think we've already seen a couple of them settled, thrown out, but people like Destiny going to be real butthurt once you find out none of those charges stuck. Just like we told you, none of them were going to stick. Just because they caught their witch doesn't mean it wasn't a witch hunt. And usually, the witches in the witch hunt aren't actually witches. They're just crazy ladies. I'm still not totally anti-witch hunts, but come on. They weren't all witches. Trump's not a witch. All right. So now we see these cases are going to start dropping. Here you go. Oh, that's too big. We'll go to this one. ABC News settles defamation suit with Trump for $15 million. So this is from the E. Jean Carroll situation. Somebody on ABC, George Stephanopoulos, claimed that Trump graped E. Jean Carroll. Trump did not grape E. Jean Carroll. I don't think Trump did anything to E. Jean Carroll. I think she's a crazy woman. She named her cat Vagina, and her dog was named Penis. Dogs and cats can't even intercourse with each other, so penis dog, vagina cat, not going to work. Unless you want to have a cat dog. A cat dog. I need a lot from Walmart. I'll look while I'm there. Oh, they'll have one up at your local Wally World. Later, Elderland. You don't have to announce you're leaving. Are you trying to drive an exodus away from my channel, Elder Lion? I know you'll be back. Okay. So listen to this. ABC News will pay $15 million to a presidential foundation and museum. So he's not even taking the money. In a settlement reached with President-elect Donald Trump in his defamation suit against the network and anchor George Stephanopoulos, the settlement, which was filed publicly Saturday, reveals the network will also pay $1 million in Trump's attorney's fees. He ain't even paying for his attorneys. And will issue an apology. ABC News will issue the following statement as an editor's note to the online article at the center of the suit. ABC News and George Stephanopoulos regret statements regarding President Donald J. Trump made during an interview with Rep. Nancy Mace on ABC's This Week. We are pleased that the parties have reached an agreement. Trump filed the lawsuit in Florida federal court earlier this year, arguing that Stephanopoulos and ABC News defamed him when the anchor said 10 times during a contentious on-air interview with South Carolina GOP Rep. Nancy Mace in March that a jury found Trump had raped E. Jean Carroll. Carroll alleged that Trump raped her in a department store in the mid-1990s and that he defamed her when he denied her claim. Trump has denied all wrongdoing toward Carroll. In 2023, a jury found that Trump sexually abused Carroll, sufficient to hold him liable for battery, though it did not find that Carroll proved he raped her. And this is, you'll hear Dems and Libs throw this around. You're going to vote for a rapist? He never got charged with rape, okay? He got charged with battery. And that they had to change the statutes on what's the limitations, the statute of limitations, just so that they could charge him with this. They changed the laws in New York just so that they could get Trump. Meanwhile, they're letting criminals go left and right. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So the lawsuits are dropping like flies. I don't have the picture of this. I think it's in the meme review. But one other thing, Trump is releasing a new cologne. All day Trump. Try new All Day Trump. It's the best a man can get. That's the ad should be something like that. But in the ad, I guess I forget where it was, but Trump was at a thing and he was sitting next to Jill Biden. And at one point he leaned over and like whispered something to her and she kind of smiled at him and gave him this catty little smile. And they got a screenshot of it. And there's memes. It's like, get a woman who looks at you the way Jill Biden looks at Donald Trump. She's looking at him like, ooh, what up, boy? And that's that picture for his new cologne ad. She's looking at him and he's leaning over, whispering to her. And it's got his cologne. It's like, you know, get the ladies. Even the ladies who hate you are going to love you when you put on All Day Trump. All Day Trump. They call it All Day Toilet. I don't understand why they call cologne toilet, but they do in France. It's France. Nothing good comes from France. I've tried to tell them. That is so awesome. All right, what is this? All right, let's move on. Let's move on to this Jan 6 report. So, new Jan 6 report drops. What I first see is conservative news on my feed. Because that's, what I watch the most. On like YouTube, I'm seeing Tim Pool's talking about it. The Quartering's talking about it. Their titles are saying, new Jan 6 report vindicates conservatives. Feds were at the Capitol, which is what we've been saying all along. There were insursions into the Capitol. So then I'm like, okay, let's go to Google. Let's get some articles on this. And I see Jan 6 report says no feds at the Capitol. No feds at the Capitol. That's what all the headlines are saying. There were no feds at the Capitol. So I'm like, well, what are they talking about? And I don't like to watch too much conservative news because then I start to sound like them and repeat talking points, or, I like to try to make my own jokes off the top, but and not just parrot what other people are saying. So I'm like, well, what's going on here? What's going on here? We got The left is saying they're vindicated. There were no feds at the Capitol. The right is saying they're vindicated. There were feds at the Capitol. So we're going to look at both of these sides. And I guess the conclusion is there were 26 federal narcs, snitches, informants. There were 26 federal assets in the January 6th crowd. 26 is not a lot. And I'm thinking maybe that's just the number they're telling us. 26 informants means there were actually like 100 informants and probably 26 real feds, but they're not saying that. I don't trust anything. Why would I trust the feds to tell us that the feds did something they shouldn't be doing? Like, why would they do that? It doesn't even make sense. Especially in a Biden. Trump has a cologne is coming. I don't know if it's released yet, but it's coming soon. Here, let me just find the ad before we go into this Jan 6 thing. I think I have it in the memes. Trump new cologne. Cologne. Where is the photo? Here we go. Trump uses photo of himself. Trump uses photo of himself with First Lady Jill Biden to announce new fragrance line. This is from CBS. Here's the picture. If you haven't seen it yet. Look at how she's looking at him. Ooh, she got the hots for our boy. You know she voted for Trump when she was wearing that red dress. Hold on, Jill. I bet Jill was a looker in her day. I don't know. Anyway, so back to what we were saying. Jan 6. So we're going to start with what the right was saying because that's what I saw first. From Axios, Musk and Vance seized on Jan 6 report debunking FBI claims as proof of conspiracy. So President-elect Inner Circle rushes to claim a report acknowledging the FBI informants, but not undercover agents, were present at the Capitol on Jan 6, 2021 as proof of a baseless right-wing belief that the Bureau instigated the riot, despite the report saying the opposite. So the report said, no, we only had 26 informants there. We didn't instigate the riot. This is proof we didn't instigate the riot. And then the left clings to it. Yeah, this is proof, guys. But then the people on the right are like, but it literally says in the report that there were FBI assets there. So what are you talking about? Why it matters. Vice President-elect Vance, Elon Musk, and Vivek Ramaswamy in their social media posts falsely conflated the FBI's acknowledgement that several informants were at the riot and even entered the Capitol with a long-running conspiracy theory that the FBI staged the attack to discredit then-President Trump. The report explicitly said that no FBI employees were present, bullshit, and that no FBI informants were authorized to participate. No FBI agents were at the Capitol during January 6th. Why would you even say that? Why wouldn't you just come out and be like, yeah, of course we had federal agents at the... You don't think we already have federal agents everywhere in D.C. anyway? Why wouldn't there be feds there? They were there to keep order. That's what you say. It's easier to believe that there were feds there in Washington, D.C. at the White House during the changing of power. Like, you expect me to believe there were no feds anywhere there? No. Tell me there's feds there and say that they weren't, that they were there doing their job and trying to keep peace and de-escalate. I'll believe that quicker than I'll believe there were none there. There were no feds there. Bullshit. But that's crazy. Of course there were feds there. What do you mean? It's the White House. There's probably feds that live there. Or it's the Capitol. There's probably feds that live there. She was pretty when she was young? Yeah, I believe it. Shoot. Granny? What up, Granny? For years, right-wing media personalities and politicians have promoted the conspiracy theory. Musk's team didn't immediately respond to Axios' request for comment. Incoming White House Communication Director Stephen Zhang did not answer Axios' question. when reached for comment. So that's what's happening. The right feels vindicated by this report. The left feels vindicated by this report. Let's see what Newsweek is saying. MAGA declares vindication after DOJ IG report on FBI and Jan 6 riot. Too many letters in that headline. Like just letters. MAGA, DOJ, IG, FBI, Jan 6. Too many abbreviations. This is Newsweek. Supporters of President-elect Donald Trump and his Make America Great Again political movement declared vindication after the Department of Justice's DOJ office of the Inspector General released a report about the involvement of FBI informants in the January 6, 2021 U.S. Capitol riot. They got the narcs out there at Jan 6. Nearly 4 years ago, a mob of Trump supporters, and I think this year we have I think our first January show is on Jan 6 this year, which is Inauguration Day, right? Jan 6 is inauguration, and January 20th is what's it called? Verifying the election and changing of power. Am I right about that? Or do I have them switched? Is the 20th Inauguration Day and the 6th is Confirmation Day or something? Nah, the 6th is Inauguration Day, right? Or no, we're at the Capitol on the 6th to stop the confirmation of the count. I wasn't there. They were there. Allegedly. That's what the allegations are. Let me look at January real quick. Yeah, yep. Our first show of January is going to be on Jan 6, so we'll probably just do a live viewing, or well, it won't be live, but we'll watch what happens in Washington on Jan 6 this year on Jan 6. So that's something cool that's coming up. Nearly 4 years ago, stormed the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. in a failed attempt to stop Congress from certifying the election win. So January 6th is when they certify the election, and then 20th is Inauguration Day. The riot erupted following reported claims from then-President Donald Trump that the election was stolen from him via widespread voter fraud, despite there being no evidence for such bullcrap. There was evidence. You guys tossed it all out. You had a bunch of crooked judges that didn't want to look into it. The new watchdog report on Thursday revealed that 26 confidential human sources who were working for the FBI were in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. The informants were not authorized to enter the Capitol or commit illegal acts, but 4 of them entered the Capitol building. And 13 others entered the restricted area around it. Interesting. Despite this, none of these informants have faced prosecution. Interesting. But it said they weren't permitted to enter the Capitol, but they did enter the Capitol. For years, Trump supporters have claimed without any evidence. Apparently, we did have evidence. The FBI agents provoked the riot rather than putting the blame on American citizens who came to Washington, D.C. on January 6th at the behest of Trump, and then made their way to the Capitol where they broke through windows and ransacked congressional offices. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so what's the left saying? Fact focus, AP, fact focus. We got to focus on the facts. Fact focus. Inspector General's Jan 6 report misrepresented as proof of FBI setup. By Melissa Golden. What do you got for us, Melissa? Social media users. Look at Melissa. Social media users are misrepresenting a report released Thursday by the Justice Department Inspector General's office, falsely claiming that it's proof the FBI orchestrated the Capitol riot. The watchdog report examined a number of areas, including whether major intelligence failures preceded the riot and whether the FBI in some way provoked the violence. Claims spreading online focus on the report's findings that 26 FBI informants were in Washington. So all 17 of those informants either entered the Capitol or a restricted area. So 17 of them entered the Capitol or Capitol grounds. And they were told they weren't allowed to do that. So this is why the right feels vindicated, and this is why the left feels like they're vindicated, because they're like, look, the report says no feds. And then the right's like, look, the report says feds. I mean, who has the cognitive dissonance here? I guess maybe we're both right and we're both wrong. They're there weren't actually feds there. There were just Fed informants. Does that not count as a Fed? I guess not. But I think I have one more article from the left on this. Nope. I thought I had a fact check, but forget the fact checks. We're not fact checking anything in Trump's America. No more fact checks, guys. We're banning Snopes. We're banning factcheck.com. All of them. All right. Let's get into what we came here for. The drones. I'm going to go drone crazy tonight, guys. I got theories. We've done full shows on drones before. And I'm going to do a callback to that episode, some things that we talked about in that episode. Later in the show, we're going to get into reports that have been, these drone stories have been increasing in frequency. So I didn't collect the articles because I had to rush to put the show together this morning. We're going to do live research in the last chunk of the show on old drone news. I got it all up here, guys. It's all up here. And I've put together the ultimate drone conspiracy theory. But first, we're going to talk about what's currently happening with the drones in New Jersey. Let me read some of this from Forbes, and then we'll watch a video. Mystery drones over New Jersey and nearby states. Trump claims the military knows what the sightings are. He also claims Joe Biden knows what they are. For weeks, citizens across New Jersey and many other states, I think it's up to 12 states by now, have reported seeing clusters of drone-like objects flying low in the sky at night. Yet information remains scarce, even as state officials now say they've seen drones firsthand, received mixed information from federal agencies, and pushed the FBI for answers. Now, we're going to go over a lot of the theories on this. Where's my notes? We're going to go over a lot of theories on this. Let me just keep reading the articles. But the problem is the government ain't telling us nothing. They're not telling us anything on this. Key facts. President-elect Donald Trump, before declining to comment if he had received an intelligence briefing, told reporters Monday the drones aren't the enemy. He claimed the president, the government, and the military know what is happening, but are keeping the public in suspense. I got that for you in a moment. Trump's comments on this. He also said he decided to cancel a trip to Bedminster, New York. He joked to Bedminster, New Jersey, a region with reported drone activity that is home to one of Trump's golf clubs. He jokingly said, well, maybe I'm going to cancel my trip to Bedminster now. But he's smart. He's smart because, I was telling, I think, Caldy, I was like, the journalist, adventurous side of me is like, man, if I could take time off, it'd be so cool to go out to New Jersey right now and just walk around. I got the mic, I got the Osmo, just walk around drone hunting in New Jersey. Looking for these drones in the sky. It would be a cool thing to do. But then the logical, paranoid, smart side of me says that's how you become like the people in the movie Independence Day, who when the freaking spaceship gets over the Empire State Building and the people go up to the roof and they're partying and holding signs like aliens, hey, that's how you get blasted into oblivion. You don't go play under the drones right now. We don't know enough yet. Don't go dilly-dallying underneath the drones because we don't know yet. We don't know yet. No more locked doors. The Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, a base just miles of Dayton, Ohio, that houses technology and research facilities, closed its air operations for nearly 4 hours from Friday night into Saturday because of small unmanned aerial systems. Though the facility was not impacted, Bob Pertinam, the base chief of public affairs, told multiple local outlets. Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas told ABC News on December 15th, there's no question that people are seeing drones, though some of the recent sightings in New Jersey and other East Coast states have been manned aircraft or duplicate reports. So, damn, there's a lot of key facts on this. Holy crap. I'm not going to read all that. I'm going to let the video play, and then I'll dig into some of my ideas, and we can look at some other news. Let's watch this from Fox.
From Fox, staying on top of your headlines and top stories on this Monday, New York is getting advanced technology to help detect drones. This from federal officials who reaffirm there's no threat related to the mystery drones. Fox 5 New York's Briella Tomasetti has the details from the Shore Acres section of Staten Island this morning. Briella, good morning to you.
Gina, yeah, good morning, too. The FBI has received about 5,000 tips since last month, but so far only about
5,000. So after this, I'll give you the first theory, and what a lot of people are saying, which kind of BS. I don't like it. But I'll build off of it and make it better.
100 of those leads have led to some sort of action. According to the Department of Homeland Security, when a drone flies over restricted airspace, well, that is breaking the law. But officials say most of these alleged drones are operating legally.
Coming down the highway yesterday, I thought I saw one, so I was staring. I was trying to see.
I saw one over my school building in Jersey City.
It started out as a peculiar sight over New Jersey, but now alleged drone sightings have happened just about everywhere, from the Garden State to Brooklyn, Staten Island, and beyond. The mysterious night-flying objects have been spotted hovering high in the sky since last month. They've sparked both curiosity and concern.
It made me feel just very uneasy.
On Friday night, alleged drone activity forced runways at Orange County's Stewart Airfield to temporarily shut down. Governor Hochul.
So you see how the sky is light? This will get into the first theory that I've been hearing. Some people have been talking about daylight savings time, and they've been saying, well, because of daylight savings time, it gets dark earlier now, and these are just personally operated drones. Now, the daylight savings time thing is a stretch. I think people would be flying their drones at night regardless of, I don't think why that's even brought up. But a better thing to bring up is the fact that it's Christmas time. People are getting gifts. Black Friday sales just happened. People went out and bought stuff. Adults sometimes will buy stuff on Black Friday for Christmas for themselves or for their family and not wait till Christmas to open it. You know, I have gifts that I bought myself for Christmas. They're already open. So I'm thinking, first part of the theory, a lot of these probably are just personally operated drones. And here's why I say that. DJI, Chinese drone manufacturer DJI, is pumping drones into America right now. And we're going to get into this more at the end of the show. I'm going to tell you about how our government and our police and governments all over the world have Chinese drones sent from China, basically cheap versions of the DJIs. But they've been doing crazy Christmas deals. There's so many different models of these DJI drones with different price points where anybody can get a drone now almost. Like they have a DJI Mini that's like package deal that's like $200. They got a really good drone for like $450, a DJI Mini. Then there's like the DJI Evo that's like $200. I think they're coming out with like a $100 drone that just takes off from your hand and it flies around your head and it's like this big. Then they got ones that are this big. Then they've got the Mavericks or the Mavic if you want to spend $1,000 or $2,000. Then if you want to spend $4,000 or $5,000, they got the Phantoms, which are like this big. And I'm thinking that's one of the causes for this. A lot of these are small, little personally operated drones. They do have lights on them. And people's distance perspective is off in the sky, like your size and you don't have things to compare to. So something could be closer to you and look the size of a car, and you think, well, that's 300 feet away, and it looks pretty big. That must be the size of a car. Really, it's only 50 feet away, and it's, this big. And it just looks bigger because it's in the sky. If your distance perception is bad or your spatial recognition is bad, you're not going to really be able to estimate the size of this thing. But that's one of the problems with this theory that they're all just personally operated is they're saying some of them are the size of a car. I hear somebody said that they've seen them the size of a bus. So I'm not saying they're all just personally operated DJI drones that people got for Christmas, but I think that is an explanation for a lot of them. New Jersey is densely populated. All these cities, they're going to start seeing more of these because they're more affordable. China's pumping them into America, which is one of the reasons why a ban has been proposed. I think they just banned, and we talked about it on the show, they just banned one of the new DJIs from coming into America right before Christmas. And Trump's coming in. He's going to tighten up security in America. And I think China's pissed, which will lead into my mega ultimate drone conspiracy theory. But before we get into that, let's look at more of the facts.
Says the feds are deploying a state-of-the-art drone detection system to New York State to support local and federal law.
Facts. We really don't have any facts on this, by the way. They're not telling us anything.
Enforcement in their investigations. In a statement, Hochul said, "We are grateful to the Biden administration for their support, but ultimately we need further assistance from..."
Oh my gosh, I can't stand this woman. Is she still the governor? Oh my, she's still the governor? I'll be right back. I'm going to get coffee. I'm going to let this play.
Congress passing the Counter UAS Authority Security, Safety, and Reauthorization Act will give New York and our peers the authority and resources required to respond to circumstances like we face today. Lawmakers like Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer have echoed those concerns.
I'm going to co-sponsor legislation that will combat these drones in a better way by allowing local police departments and state police departments to help the feds in sighting these drones.
Schumer sent a letter to Secretary of Homeland Security.
I want to get a drone soon, and I would probably get like the $450 one. It's the one Freddie has. I've flown it. It's pretty freaking awesome. But the Mavic is the one I would really like to get, but it's like $2,000. I ain't coming up with that. Not for a drone.
Alejandro Mayorkas urging the department to send more drone.
It's Freddie flying all of them. Did he take a trip to New Jersey?
Detection technology to our area.
I think there are more than 8,000 drones flown every day in the United States.
Yesterday, in an interview on ABC This Week, Mayorkas said the feds are being vigilant, but downplayed the reported sightings, adding that some of them are manned aircraft which pose no public safety or national security threat.
Some of those drone sightings are, in fact...
Yeah, that's definitely an airplane. That's just an airplane, which is going to lead me into the next part of the theory. The next little added ingredient, which is mass hysteria. I'll talk about that after we read what CNN's telling us here in a second.
Drones, some are manned aircraft that are commonly mistaken for drones. We know of no foreign involvement with respect to the sightings in the Northeast.
I think no foreign involvement is a safe assumption, which is what Trump said, but we will talk about all the different theories on these, including the Iranian mothership here in a second. But let's just start with basics. CNN telling us what we know about the mysterious drone sightings. Mysterious flying objects overhead, concern and confusion, and calls for military intervention. This isn't the plot of War of the Worlds, but rather the result of numerous possible drone sightings in recent weeks. The flying objects have been spotted over residential neighborhoods, restricted sites, and critical infrastructure. The sightings have put intense pressure on federal agencies to provide more information about the aircraft, as officials have urged calm and emphasized there is no evidence suggesting the sightings pose a security threat. BS. And this is what Neil deGrasse Tyson said, and everybody has said. They claim they don't know what they are. They don't know where they're from. And then they say, but it's not a threat. How can you say it's not a threat if you don't know what it is? So you must know what it is. And I don't think anybody's crazy enough. The Pentagon came out and said they don't know what they are. They don't know where they're from. But we know that they're not from the enemy. They're not from one of our enemies. Well, then you know something. And there's no way we don't have satellites in the sky that can track all of these things at the same time and just monitor where they're going and just watch them. You know, we know where these things are. We know where they're coming from and where they're going. And they're just gaslighting us, which leads into here's another one of the theories, the distraction theory. I like to be careful playing with the distraction term because you'll see conservatives do this every time there's a news story, every time something big breaks. It's a distraction. They're distracting you. They're just distracting you from this or this. Maybe that's true sometimes, but let's just be observant and not get distracted by anything. And then we don't have to make that excuse every time. You know, not everything's a distraction. It could be a distraction, though. I'm just saying. I just like to be careful with calling everything a distraction. But that's what some people are saying. They're saying this is a big nothing burger to get you to look here instead of looking at other things that are going on. Like, what are we bombing Syria now? Are we who are we dropping bombs on now? What are we doing now? What is Joe Biden doing before he leaves office that they don't want us to pay attention to? They want us to watch the drones instead. So there's the distraction theory. We've done the weather and mass DJI sales theory. Next, we'll get to the mass hysteria theory, but let me finish reading this. The Biden administration has not identified anything anomalous or any national security or public safety risks over the civilian airspace in New Jersey or other states in the Northeast. White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby told reporters Monday, "We assessed that the sightings to date include a combination of lawful commercial drones, hobbyist drones, and law enforcement drones, as well as manned fixed-wings aircraft, helicopters, and even stars that were mistakenly reported as drones." Yeah. I'm not going to read this whole thing from CNN, but basically that gets into the mass hysteria theory. There's been like 5,000 calls from multiple states now. It's been all over the news. People are talking about it. I don't know if I ever did a whole show on mass hysteria, cases of mass hysteria. They would say the Salem witch trials is a case of mass hysteria. But there are some interesting, I would say the Coof was a mass hysteria example. Maybe we'll have to do a show on mass hysteria one day. Maybe I've done one before. I'm not sure, but we could do another one. But anyway, the idea is once you say something like this on the news, there's a lot of paranoid, crazy, mentally ill, quote unquote, people out there, spiritually weak people who see something like this. And now every time they go outside, every freaking flashing light in the sky is an alien. Oh yeah, is it aliens? We'll get there too. Every flashing light, every star, every freaking, the moon is a drone now. They're freaking out. Lots of unsubstantiated claims being made. Lots of people calling in and reporting. Yeah, mass hysteria. Mass hysteria can be fun. So that's another one of the theories. We're seeing lawmakers from NBC 13, WVTM. Lawmakers call for stricter drone regulations after mysterious sightings. Lawmakers demand transparency and stricter regulations following numerous sightings of drones in multiple states. Dozens of witnesses have reported seeing the drones. Some say up to 6 feet in diameter. Now that is not a commercial drone. That could be a police drone or that could be a hobbyist drone. That could be a big drone somebody made in their garage. Remember, before these drones were like household names, before they were being commercially produced, people were making these in their backyard. Really big ones that had chairs hooked to them and could actually be flown. People in America were making these in their garage, quadcopters. We called them quadcopters instead of drones at first. And there were YouTube videos. People are like, look, we figured out how to make a quadcopter. Look at this thing. It's awesome. We were making them with Lego, with freaking Connects. They were making them with Connects and freaking, what are the metal? Those are Connects, right? No, Connects is the plastic ones. But like erector sets. They were using like erector sets to make drones, quadcopters. Now they're mass produced. They're everywhere. But a 6-foot one is either something somebody made in a garage or police or government merchandise. White House officials assured people over the weekend the drones were not a threat from a foreign country, but did not provide further details on their origin. The response prompted calls from Democrats and Republicans to strengthen federal oversight on drones and airspace and to involve state and local law enforcement in the investigation. Yeah, well, that's necessary because they've been saying that these things are like flying over FCC airspace. That would have to be a hobbyist drone because DJI drones have built-in protections where if you fly into airspace or you fly into a no-fly zone, the drone won't go any farther. When I was in California at Freddie's house playing with his drone, I wanted to fly real close to the Hollywood sign, and I got too close. He told me when you get too close, it's not going to work anymore. And I got too close to the Hollywood sign, and it just starts beeping. The screen turns red. You can't control the drone anymore. It starts beeping. It says you're in a restricted area, and the drone flies out automatically of the restricted area. So these would have to be like hobbyist drones if they're flying. Planes are coming in. Pilots are coming in and saying that these drones are sitting there over the airstrip as they're coming in, which is not good. So them saying that it's not a threat, even if it's nothing big, it is a threat because if people are building drones that can get into restricted areas, this could cause lots of loss of life. If a plane crashes into one of these things, flies into the freaking motor, the turbine on the plane, boom! We can't be having that. That's a lot of people dying. That's plane crashes, you know? And then what happens? If a hobbyist can make a drone, a hobbyist can make a freaking weaponized drone, by the way, also. So there is some danger to this, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of legislation has to be put, like laws and things we're going to have to do to kind of control this, because it could get out of hand. I know the libertarians are going to be like, drone freedom, we need drone liberty, but a lot of problems could come from this. So I think there is a threat. Where else was I going to go with this? Local law enforcement. Yeah, so they're not telling us anything. Let's watch another video. We'll get to the aliens here in a second. Is it aliens? Of course, we got to go to the aliens.
Airliner. It's hovering. It's sitting right there. You got another one over here.
Oh, I was going to talk about the radar jammers. We'll talk about that after this video.
Just hovering around, just hanging out. Airlines don't just hang out, and those aren't helicopters.
Sightings have been reported in New Jersey, New York, and other East Coast states. I think the count is up to 12 states by now. But there's drones in every state. So if I go to the park sometimes and you'll hear like while I'm fishing, and then I'll look up and there's a drone. But I get it. Like, it's a park, it's a scenic lake area. I'm sitting there fishing, pulling in a fish, and there's a drone like watching me. And I'm like waving at it. I'm like, hey, what's up? You better not have payload on there of weaponry. I'll take you out.
It was just about the size of a school bus, hovering about 150 feet over the trees.
Spotted, were airborne for 6 to 10 hours at a time. Now, that's not a DJI drone. If somebody watched one for 6 to 10 hours, that's not a DJI. Their battery won't keep them up that long. I just look like small planes with unusual lighting. So that is a drone. You know, it's got the red light on one side, the green light on the other side. That's definitely a drone. But 6 to 10 hours is crazy, and the size of them. But I wonder how people are accurately judging the size of these things when they're in the sky. You can't really estimate how big a plane is when you look at it in the sky. Some spotted near military installation. Now, the fact that this military installation had to close down operations is crazy. No evidence that they're a national security threat, so that it's coming from opposition countries. Earlier in the week, and Glenn Beck even talked about this, there was claims that it was from an Iranian mothership. And we will get to that before the ultimate drone conspiracy theory.
Those have like a trail on them. These two.
That's because that's a plane, bruh. That's a chemtrail from a plane.
And then there's one over here in the distance. Look how close they are to each other.
Yeah, that is a plane flying away from you. It's not hovering, it's flying away from you, and that's its smoke trail. You could even see it's flying away from him.
There's two behind here.
There's two over there.
Yeah, look.
All right. So, origins and jammers. So this is the crazy part. And now I don't know if these claims are verified, because remember, a lot of these claims have not been verified. But I've heard other drone pilots say that they've taken their drones up to try to follow these drones. And when they get close, one guy says his drone fell out of the sky. It shut down and it fell out of the sky. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if commercial drones and DJI drones had some sort of technology that recognized when they were too close to each other. All of these drones have like spatial recognition programming so that they don't fly into trees. If you're flying towards a tree, maybe not the older models, but the newer models all have something where if you're flying towards a tree, it'll stop on its own. It'll stop you and it won't let you fly into something or crash into something. But this guy said it wasn't just that the drone stopped and it gave him a message on his screen and then it came back. He said his drone shut down, the battery died, and the thing fell out of the sky, which means a broken drone. But he said he took his drone up to follow one of these other drones, and when he got close, his drone shut down. So that implies some sort of jamming technology. And if the Air Force is shutting down a place because these drones are overhead, do they have some sort of radar jamming technology? Maybe, maybe some of them, if they do, that's not good. That's a bad thing. And then their origins. I think I have the video here. So this is a sheriff saying that he watched 50 of them come in from off the ocean on the East Coast. Just a wall of drones moving in off the East Coast, 50 of them. And I think I have some videos of some of these large formations of them coming off the ocean. That led to the Iranian mothership theory, which the Pentagon has released a statement on. We'll look at that in a second. Let's see if I can find the video of them coming off the ocean.
Rogan shot this video last night. These lights over his hometown in Davidsonville, just 25 miles from the nation's capital, as he pointed out. And then there's this.
I've never seen them. Wow, they just passed each other. Yeah, I've never seen them before.
New Jersey Senator Andy Kim shared this video of drones he shot yesterday. Federal authorities insist most of these sightings are actually legally manned aircraft. But Senator... He was port 2. Officials say they received unconfirmed reports of drone activity over that busy airport. As for numbers, the FBI...
See, commercial DJI drones, you cannot fly over an airport. It won't even let you fly it. If you try to turn... Freddie couldn't even fly his at the beach. Unless we went to way far back on the beach, he could take it up. But then if you go over the ocean, like over the beach where people are, and you try to get too low, it wouldn't let you. They won't let you fly where you can't. There's restricted places, and the drone will not operate there if it's a DJI.
FBI says it's received more than 3,000 tips from the public about drone sightings going back to November 18th, all over New Jersey. Since then, there's been an average of 92 sightings per night and expanding across half a dozen states.
I want to get to the sheriff guy.
Evidence at this time that the reported it, and our push other senators wrote a letter calling for a briefing with the FBI and it should be shot down if they can't be identified. And we've learned.
Yeah, maybe.
Hi, Elizabeth. Well, I got to be honest here. You know, when this story first came out a few weeks ago, as a resident of New Jersey, as a journalist, I didn't pay it much credence.
Same here. When I first heard this, somebody told me this during a stream last week or the week before, and I was like, no big deal. It's just some personal drones. But they said they're the size of a car, and I was like, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But it's been weeks now, and we're not getting answers, and there's a lot of questions. That drone enthusiasts understand that this is more than just a bunch of Christmas presents in the sky.
I thought it would turn out to be a bunch of pranksters and this would all be over by now. The experience I had last night, however, changed the way I feel about this story completely. What I saw was more sophisticated than I ever imagined. Take a look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 lights, 6 lights.
That looks like a commercial airline, almost. That looks like a plane, but I can't tell how much zoomed in he is or what. Oh, also, I gotta shout out Daddy Jub. I gotta shout out Daddy Jub, guys. He sent me a post from X, and it said, "New exclusive drone footage strikes fear," and it says, "I saw one of the drones equipped with a long barrel, weaponized drones," or something like that. And Daddy Jubs is like, "You got to look at this. You got to look at this. It's new information on the drones. You got to see this." And I was like, okay, I'll look at it later. He texted me that. And then later, he's like, "Did you look at it? Did you look at it?" Now, when he sent that second text, like, "Did you look at it yet?" I knew this is some BS because I know my brothers and they're assholes. And I knew it was going to be some BS. It said drone equipped with large barrel, weaponized. So I click on it, and it's a picture of a drone in the sky. And it says if you zoom in really close, you can see a barrel equipped on the drone. And I knew it was some BS, but I did it. I zoomed in on it, and it was, have you seen the big black guy meme where he's like this, and he's just got a schlong dangling? It's a big, naked, fat black guy, and he's just like this with his schlong hanging. Daddy Jub sent me that. It's a picture of a drone in the sky. It says zoom in, and you can see that it's weaponized with a long barrel. And you zoom in on it, and it's this big, naked black guy with his dong hanging out. I was like, oh my God, I knew that was some BS, Joey. And he's like, best meme ever. So stupid. Anyway, back to this.
I didn't believe what I was seeing. But what was I seeing? We're here in central Jersey. We've been looking for the past hour. I think we've seen about 40 or 50 of these drones. In fact, there's one over my shoulder right there. One after another, these drones appeared in the night sky. If you look real close, they look like fixed-wing aircraft, about 8 to 10 feet wide, colorful.
See, that is not... that looks like a regular airplane. That is not a regular quadcopter. That's a new type of drone that I've never seen before. And so it's either hobbyist made, homemade, or it's government.
White blinking lights.
And
That is not a plane.
Definitely not an
That looks like a plane. What do you mean that's not a plane?
airplane, but what was it?
That is a plane. But this is a reporter. He's saying that thing is hovering there? That looks like a plane.
Hours earlier, I was invited to join the Ocean County Sheriff Department. They launched their own drones to see if they could intercept the mysterious aircraft New Jersey residents have been reporting in recent weeks. The department says these mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones.
Why do you think that is?
We don't know. It's just something that we haven't, it's not something that we've had our hands on. It's not something that we've experienced.
Something they hadn't experienced until now. One of their officers called 911 after seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
So this is crazy. Because this beach area is usually, you can't really fly drones there. You can, but it's hard to get your drone to take off from the beach, at least in California, in LA.
Advised after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean.
50?
50. That was my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean.
And this is a sworn officer?
A sworn officer, yes. We contacted state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard, at which point the Coast Guard went out with their boat and they reported seeing 13 following their boat. And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
I see one right here. Did I see the same thing that officer saw? I'm still not sure. What I can show you is this video. What I can tell you is I've never seen anything like it before. Wow.
Not a very great video, but that's crazy.
And more than a month since
that just looks like a plane.
Since these reports started, the federal government doesn't know what they are either.
What's your message to the White House?
My message: come to the Jersey Shore. I know it's wintertime, but come see what we see, and then, maybe have a better.
What's her name? JWoww or something from Jersey Shore posted on X and said, Elon, I hate to bother you, but can you figure out what's up with these drones in New Jersey? Jersey Shore girl out here doing the government's work for them. So they're coming off the ocean. This led a lot of people to the Iranian drone mothership theory, which at the end of the show, when we look at some old stories, I will show you where China has been sending Iran drones, as well as when China sent America drones during the BLM riots, which leads to the mega ultimate drone theory. But so let's see what the Pentagon's saying. The Pentagon denies anything. Mystery from BBC, mystery New Jersey drones not from Iranian mothership, says the Pentagon. A spate of mysterious drone sightings in the U.S. are not the work of an Iranian mothership lurking off the East Coast, the Pentagon says. Do we trust the Pentagon? I don't know. Dozens of drones have been spotted across New Jersey in recent weeks, including near sensitive military locations in the state and close to President-elect Donald Trump's golf course in the town of Bedminster. A U.S. Congressman, Jeff Van Drew, claimed he had heard from high sources that the flying objects were tied to Iran. Speaking to Fox News, the New Jersey Republican said the drones were coming from an Iranian mothership in the Atlantic. That mothership is off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones into everything that we can see or hear. These are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. He added that the drones should be shot down. But Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh flatly rejected the claim. She told a briefing on Wednesday there is no truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States. Man, if they can stay up for 10 hours, what's the flight? What's the flight distance on these things? We need to get some. We need to shoot some down just to examine them, just to see who's making them. Van Drew responded to the Pentagon during an interview. We aren't being told the truth. He also accused the Pentagon of dealing with the American public like we're stupid. Another New Jersey lawmaker, Democrat Senator Richard Blumenthal, called for the drones to be shot down if necessary, according to the Associated Press. The lack of information is absolutely unacceptable. While there's no known malicious activity occurring, the reported sightings there do, however, highlight a gap, he said. So we urge Congress to pass important legislation that will extend and expand existing counter-drone authorities so that we are better prepared to identify and mitigate any potential threats to airports or other crucial infrastructure. Facts. So they're saying the Iranian mothership thing. The Pentagon saying that's not true, but I don't know. That's still a possibility. In a statement, the FAA also warned that drone operations who conduct unsafe or dangerous operations could face fines of up to $75,000 and have their drone pilot certificates revoked. To state that there is no known credible threat is incredibly misleading, said New Jersey's Assemblywoman Dawn Fantasia. The Republican who was briefed by the Department of Homeland Security on Wednesday said the drones appear to avoid detection by traditional methods such as helicopter and radio. See, they have some sort of radio blockers on them. Fantasia said the drones are up to 6 foot in diameter and travel with lights turned off to operate in a coordinated manner. Yeah, and that's what other people are saying, that if other drones, commercial drones, get close to them, their lights shut off and they disappear. So they have like radar blockers. They're not giving off heat. They can fly with lights off. You can't fly a drone, a DJI at night with the lights off, I don't think. I think they have automatic sensors to not let you do that because they don't want you flying at night with the lights off. So lots of crazy stuff. The Iranian mothership, we'll talk about Iran later. But that's all the theories I have that, that the media, that people are coming up with. The daylight savings time. I came up with the Christmas season DJI discounts on drones. Lots of cheap drones. More lower barrier for entry to be a drone owner now. A lot more people at Christmas season, especially with all the price drops on the drones. Plus, a lot of people want to get them before they get banned because a lot of people are banning these drones from coming to America. So that's happening. Let's look at some X videos of this before we go to Trump's comment, and then we'll move on. Let's see what they're saying on X. I got to be careful with showing you X because I don't know. And see, a lot of these, I don't know if they're fake or what.
Shoot that boy down.
No way that's real. If that's real, he just hit that drone with it. Freaking. See, a lot of this stuff's fake. It is interesting. They just had their UAP, which lends to the mass hysteria idea. Down drone being transported in New Jersey. Is this real? Did they down one? That's fake. That's a freaking fake spaceship. No, that's fake. They're making that look like a spaceship. I don't think this is real. So they just had all the UAP things again. More UAP hearings. Unidentified aerial phenomenon, anomalous phenomenon. That's fake. See, there's so much fake stuff on X. This is why I don't go to X for my... That's just drones doing a light show. Yeah, I think all this stuff is fake. People saying aliens. The mass hysteria is likely, especially when they've had all these congressional hearings about freaking UAPs. Everybody's thinking that aliens are coming. Could be some Project Bluebeam fake alien stuff. Maybe we'll dip into Project Bluebeam at the end. But I will show you at the end of the show what I think is the buildup to this point. But here's Trump, what he had to say about it.
Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey and ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster.
Will you
Want to
shoot
know
them
the
down?
truth.
What?
They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been?
Do you have any reason to think they're a threat?
Two quick questions.
Have you received any intelligence on the drones? I don't want to comment on that. Maybe he knows, but because he's not president, he doesn't want to say yet. He expects Biden to tell the people. Biden's not going to do it. That's why he said our president knows, but he's not saying anything. But so that's all the current drone stuff. Don't worry, guys. At the end of the show, I'm going to show you some older drone news. We're going to have to dig it up. Hopefully I can find it. And, you know, kind of a chill stream at the end. Some old drone stuff. I like this drone stuff, but before we start the memes, this is what we're doing in the after party, guys. In the after party tonight, we're building the Reese's gingerbread house. I don't like mint, but I do like Reese's. So that's a black house. That's a black house. We're making the Reese's gingerbread house in the after party, getting ready for the Christmas spirit. Speaking of Christmas spirit, where's my music? Don't I have Christmas music? Music. Where would it be? Where would it be? Hold on, I'm gonna look for something before I pull up these memes. We're good on time, so. Y'all want some? Is it not in here? Maybe I have to hook my phone up. Hold on one second, guys. I should have a whole folder of Christmas music. I don't know where it is. Where would it be? Documents? No. Downloads? Maybe here in downloads? Let's search this. Here we go. All right, guys. Ooh, that's loud. Guys, it's time for the... Hold on. I need to open another one. Christmas memes! How do I open another folder? Hold on. There we go. Da 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 da. Oh, Tannenbaum. Oh no, I didn't get the memes. Oh no. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe we'll take it straight to Facebook. I don't have the memes. I forgot to do it this morning. Christmas memes. Oh, where did everybody just come up all of a sudden? Seasal. Freddie, what about these drones? These drones. DJI is going to be banned. I made it quieter. Sorry. What up, Seasal? I did not bring the memes over. We're going to have to grab them straight from Facebook. All right. You guys ready? It's time for the memes. Remington comes to the rescue. Remington drone loads. Sorry, hold on 1 second, guys. We do have memes. All right. I don't care if you identify as a man, woman, dog, cat, or hairy-nosed wombat. Just leave the kids alone. Facts. How does one acquire this jawline? He's immune to uppercuts. This poor guy. We in the bed. No, we do have memes. We got them. You are going to hell. You are already there. I don't know. This is kind of based. Ladies, what do you think? Are you down with the burqa? See, there has to be a happy middle between these two. That's what we need to find. Next. Merry Christmas to everyone, except Gavin Newsom. Sucks for you, Gavin. Next. Enough about my racist past. Let's talk about my racist future. Says the CEO of racism. Joyful and triumphant, O come ye, O come. Next. Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, and Megan Rapinoe are leaving America. Let's go! All of The View is leaving America. The View is going to be shot in China now. Next. This is how Europeans think Americans have breakfast. Guns and Jesus toast and lobster and steak. Yes. And black coffee. Let's freaking go. That is America. Why don't you have your tea and your crumpets? We're eating ARs. Next. We don't trust men, so we choose the bear. So you understand why I don't want a man in the bathroom with my daughter? Huh? Angry face. Burqa all the way. Let's go burqa. Next. I literally just murdered someone. Says old Luigi. My hero. Food companies are poisoning us, says RFK. Bigot, wacko, conspiracy theorist. Poor RFK. Food companies are poisoning us. Next. Reminder, this building in Oklahoma City was blown up and destroyed just 4 days before Hillary Clinton was to be indicted in the Whitewater scandal. All documents were lost. That's not a meme. That's just a fact. Next. The same people that are worried about Pete Hegseth's drinking wanted this to be the president. Guys, we don't have to hear from Kamala anymore. Hallelujah. Next. Hit the like button, guys. 3 of you haven't hit it yet. What are you doing with your life? I will not risk offending the left. The left is already offended whether you risk it or not. Facts. I need jingle bells. Ha! What happened to dogs? Then? Oh! You're the same. Then? Soldiers. Now, guys with pigtails. Yeah, that's about right. I have to be careful with these memes. I did not select which ones to include, so there might be some edgy ones in here. Next. How AK guys see AR guys. How AR guys see AK guys. Terrorists! Next. For extra cash, consider robbing sex offenders. Their address is easy to find and they can't own guns. That's not true. Politicians have loads of security. Yeah. Be careful with the sex offending politicians. Next. Hey, Tone. Well, we can't do that one. Let's not do that one. Let's skip this one. We know about frazzle dip. I use the gun to store the gun. Nice. I use the gun to store the gun. You miss Kamala's joyful cackle? Merry Christmas, Happy Schwanza, Happy Hanukkah. Joe Biden's administration stance on gas prices. Stop being poor. Look at Paris Hilton. That dirty, nasty woman. Speaking of dirty, nasty women, we got a big Weird Sess Stuff segment coming up for you. Next. Mike's Guide to Guns. The guac, the big thick thou, guac, thick thou, and Beretta. It's the guac, the thick thou, and the Beretta. Thanks, Mike. Next. A large group of Karens is called a homeowners association. We've done that one before. State TV in Sweden has produced a big budget series called History of Sweden. Here are the first Swedes. Freddie! The blacks are the original Swedish. Did you know that? It's all the blacks. Go back. No skipping memes. No, we can't. I can't. We can't do the H cost denial memes. No. Peanut the squirrel can't rest in peace in New York. His headless body is being held by the state as evidence. Sucks for you, Peanut. You don't have a head anymore. Nobody cares about this stupid squirrel. That story was there for a day. But if it got you to vote Trump, then you're going to hell for talking about Mike like that. Next! If you homeschool your kids, they won't fit in with society. Correct. I don't want them to. Next! Hey, I don't have a man bun anymore. This looks like me. I don't have dreadlocks or a man bun anymore. Does that mean I'm not gay? Am I straight now? Next! When you're concealed carrying and you overhear someone talking about how this is a gun-free zone. Not anymore, it's not. Next. I'll skip this one. We'll go back to it. Dear Canada, if you want to join the United States, we have a few rules. Lose the flag. Lose the leaf on the flag. That's gay. Firearm possession must go up by 500% per household. Justin Trudeau must be exiled to Cuba to be with his daddy. And you will be referred to as snow Mexicans. Does that sound like a deal? You're part of America now, Canada. Whether you like it or not. Next. I don't care about Harvey Weinstein. Mark Hamill. I am your president. That's Darth Trump. Mark Hamill says, no, it's impossible. Next. The Eras tour with Taylor Swift has officially ended. She can't hurt you anymore, Earth. Next. Oh, poor Handmaid's Tale. I can only kill my child in 47 states. This is literally like the show Handho's Tale. Do any of these talk about the freaking girl that we're about to talk about? Self-improvement takes time. After all, you didn't turn into a piece of shit overnight. Ain't that right? Isn't that the truth? Certified freak, 7 days a week. Wet ass possum just walking down the street. That's some wet ass possum. Okay. Let's do a couple more of these. I don't know. You see, son, people don't want to hear your opinion. They want to hear their opinion coming out of your mouth. When your best friend rides shotgun. It's an American bald ego. Next. Me searching the Second Amendment for it talks about barrel length legality. There's so many memes. Everyone sending me way too many memes. Guys, that's enough for the memes. Sorry, we didn't have a good meme. I didn't grab all the best memes. There's so many in here. It goes forever. It never ends. Stubborn One is the king of memes. All right. Let's close that. Let's cut this music down. What is this? Silent Night? All right. No more music. Cut the music. Not the same. We are not the same. Canada runs the electric grid on the East Coast. Yeah, allegedly. Not once Trump's in office. Not once we start drilling. Not once we out here drilling in these streets. All right, let's watch some funny reels, and then we got Weird Sess Stuff. Weird Sess Stuff. We're going to talk about this Lily Filled Up. Lily Filled Up, Jay-Z, and there's a funny little extra Weird Sess Stuff story, but we do got some funny reels. Hopefully they open. Sometimes they don't play. We out here. All right. You guys ready for some funny reels? Let's go. We out here in these streets, in these snow-covered streets. Scorpion! Gotta respect a good scorpion. Remember Tosh? What was it? Tosh 2.0 or whatever? The scorpion segment. Gotta love a good scorpion. Let's watch this again. Watch this homie get scorpioned up. Scorpion! Bro, he did a moving scorpion. He just did a stoppie. You know in Grand Theft Auto when you do a stoppie, a front wheelie on your motorcycle, he just did a stoppie and like slid to it. He did a sliding scorpion. One more time. Gotta love a scorpion. Especially a sliding scorpion. Look at this. Distance! He got 3 feet on that scorpion. And it was a full scorpion because he went over the other way. Epic. What else we got? Most traumatic Christmas ever. Oh, remember these Barbie things where you pull the cord and it goes and it flies around? Most traumatic Christmas ever. See? It flies. Nice. Oh, where's it going? Oh, wait. Oh! No! One more time. What's this called? A dancing tumbleina or something? I don't know. Into the pot. No! Oh, no! Dang. Santa's not coming back next year. This is how you're going to treat Santa's gifts? Fly him into the fire? That was not a good drone. This guy's awesome. This guy's about to hit it up.
Do it even better. I did a full country. I did a great out.
He said, do it on the trampoline. He said, I could do it even better right here. What's he talking about? Oh, I already know what he's talking about. He said, do it on the trampoline. I'll do it even better right here, my boy. You ready for this? This is why black men should not be doing acrobatics, guys.
Trampoline. I do it then. Do it. A backflip. That's a simple backflip. Do it, man. Why you still talking?
A backflip. That's a simple backflip. You want me to do a backflip? A simple backflip? Bruh, I hit a backflip every day. All right. Option 1. He executes a flawless backflip. Option 2. He never does it. He just stands there and thinks about doing it, and he doesn't do it, and he gets scared and goes and takes a sip of his beer instead. Option 3, Scorpion Part 2. What do you guys think is going to happen? Put your votes in chat.
Man, do your flip. Do your flip like you said.
Thinking about it.
If you don't do your flip, drop down and give me my 50. Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's going to go. He's going to go take a sip of his beer. He's not going to commit. Is he going to commit? He's committing! Scorpion!
No, I could do it.
Nobody even laughed. He just face plants into the ground. It was option 2. If you guessed option 2, you guessed correctly. Or option 3, Scorpion Part 2. Yes, Amanda got it right. Okay.
To make sure that her name was going to be unique. I didn't want her name to be like anybody else's.
What is her name? What is her name?
It's Roshandia, Tonishan, Vision, Kishan, Simon, Drew, Shalinda, Shirkane, Ronquel, Ninja, Shemika, Shanet, Tamika, Shawahini, Shell, Kani, Satsan, Janish, Marine, Kunsai, Kirkanisha, Devon, Yvonne, Latani, Sivante, Pranki, Salaviva, Zamfisa, Jesslyn, Sijave, Loya, Vet, Sparkney, Sandra, Kate, Kativi, Sean, Orly, Vakashawa, Lisa, Nethy, Shots, McMonay, Loisa. My middle name is Kunyan Scotch.
Your middle name?
Your middle name? Dude, Oprah's like, what? Your middle name? Hold on. Now, look, I know people like Jalen and Freddie will get mad about hiring people, you know, the controversy about it's racist if you don't hire somebody with a very black sounding name. But would you hire somebody with a name like this? How am I going to check you on roll call? School must have been horrible for these teachers. Their roll call list must have taken up 3 pages. Let's listen to this one more time. Listen to Oprah. Oprah's your middle name.
Do something to break a Guinness Book record. I had to make sure that her name was going to be unique. I didn't want her name to be like anybody else's. Make sure.
What is her name? What is her name?
It's Roshandia, Tonishan, Vision, Kishan, Simon, Drew, Shalinda, Shirkane, Ronquel, Ninja, Shemika, Shanet, Tamika, Shawahini, Shell, Kani, Satsan, Janish, Marine, Kunsai.
I wonder how long it took her to learn her name. She didn't learn her name until she was 7 years old.
Kanisha Devon, Yvonne, Latani, Sivante, Pranki, Salaviva, Zamfisa, Jesslyn, Sijave, Loya, Vet, Sparkney, Sandra, Kate, Kativi, Sean, Orly, Vakashawa, Lisa, Nethy, Shots, McMonay, Loisa. My middle name is Kunyan Scotch.
Your middle name?
Yeah, Oprah. That's just my first name. Wait till we get to my last name. It's Smith. Her last name is Smith. Takra Manisha is the employee of the month. I'm glad Fredo didn't get here and be like, yo, this guy's racist. I'm glad Fredo can ride with the joke. All right. This is going to lead us into our next Weird Sess segment. We're about to talk about Lily Filled Ups. Before we get to Weird Sess Stuff and Lily Filled Ups, let's watch this new viral TikTok challenge. I think there's no audio here. Oh, it needs audio. We need some epic music. We need some Hold on, I'll do it. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. She almost got it. Bro, slow-mo did the dirty. Yo, this is the new viral TikTok challenge. I guess you hang a hot dog on your shirt and you flip it up with your waist and catch that thing. None of these girls are good at catching it. They should have got Lily Phillip to do it. I'm sure she knows how to catch a sausage.
You had a scientific question.
What the Bro, this is funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. None of them catch it. She's grabbing her top.
You would go to a scientist.
Her titty's about to flop out. All right. Let's get to this. It's time for Weird Sess Stuff. I know it's almost Christmas. You probably guys don't want to hear about this Weird Sess Stuff. Those girls look like they're having the time of their life. Lily Phillips. Is it Lily Phillip? Lily Filled Up? Lily Filled Lips? Lily Phillips? This is the girl. So like 2 weeks ago, I seen it on my Facebook feed. An ad. It said, open casting call. Girls looking for 1,000 men to have sex with her. And I didn't know what it was. But then this story blew up over the last week. This girl, Lily Phillips, some British chick, some European lady, OnlyFans chick, had sex with 101 dudes in one day. And this guy, Josh Peterson or Peters on YouTube, made a documentary about it. I know you guys have probably seen all the clips and stuff, but I watched the documentary so you don't have to. And it was very sexual. Don't watch it with kids in the room. This girl is a nasty, dirty, dirty woman. Like, it's gross. It's very gross. She like calls her mom and jokes about how much men's excrement she swallows. Like, they jokingly talk about, oh, mom, I just got done shagging. Oh, mom, I just got done taking some dick. And it's very gross and it's very sad. But the documentary is kind of interesting just to see how screwed up this girl is. Spiritually screwed up. And I'm off to cook dinner now. Yeah, B-Wise don't want to hear about all this. B-Wise, like, I do not care about this. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Let's see what Yahoo is saying. Lily had no excuse to cry. We're not going to read all this stuff, but basically, she was nervous about it leading up. In the documentary, the guy's saying, well, what about STDs? Are you getting these guys tested for STDs? She says, yeah, they have to take a screenshot of an STD test, but we don't know how long ago they took it, how many people they've slept with since they took the STD test. Then on the day of the event, in somebody's Airbnb in a nice neighborhood, this is like a nice neighborhood, they have 100 men just moving through this Airbnb, and they were running out. They didn't have enough guys. So on like the day of, they're just saying, bring your friends, bring your friends. So I'm sure a lot of these guys didn't get tested. And she just laid up in a room, and guys came in one after the other and slept with her all day. She had like one snack break. And before it, she did an interview with this Josh Peters guy, and he seems like a decent dude. He seems like a nice guy. They told him he could come in and record, and he didn't want to. He didn't want to see it. He didn't want to be around it. He seemed like a very conservative, dude, and he felt bad for this girl. And the documentary actually doesn't cast a good light on it, but the problem is the clout and the money this girl is going to get. Other young girls are going to see this, and some more mass hysteria. We're going to have girls trying to Amanda. Oh my God. Yes. She needs to go to the gym because she definitely got a lot of protein that day. Afterwards, she does an interview, and that's what I'm going to play the clip of.
I'm Lily Pillette,
but this is her. She's not even that hot. She's cute. She's not that hot. But this is the guy's documentary. We're not going to play a lot of it.
I'm getting run through by 100 guys.
The world of adult entertainment.
You dirty, dirty girl. I want to show you this part where they interviewed her friend. And this is interesting because I'm doing a debate tomorrow night about, is mental health real? Tell me if you guys think that this is a mental health situation.
So I had never, ever sent anyone a nude prior to this. I started off just doing the demand.
So this is a girl who knew her that does OnlyFans too.
There's a lot I regret on there.
Do you feel scared that you might ever have to start doing things you don't want to do in order to keep that money coming in?
This is Josh Peters. He seems like a nice guy. But I want to get to one part specifically that her friend says here.
I'm going to, another OnlyFans creator, Lily Phillips, is planning to sleep with 100 men in a single day for OnlyFans content. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's really sad. I just worry about her mental health.
I worry about her mental health. I worry about her mental health. You think her mental health is the problem here? She's happy. She says in the previous interview, she loves doing this. She gets an endorphin rush from doing it. It's the happiest she's ever been. This is the metrics we use to judge mental health, right? Is happiness. If you're a very happy person, she's going to be rich. She gets to have sex. She enjoys having sex. She enjoys money. She enjoys attention and clout. She's very happy. She says it's the happiest she's ever been while she's doing it. So what do you mean her mental health? Her mental health should be tip-top shape.
I'm hoping it's a hoax and it's not gonna actually happen. I don't know.
Oh, it's
From
happening.
what I've seen of her, I think she's like young and beautiful. I don't think she has to sleep with 100 guys at once.
I just think it's interesting she said mental health, but then listen to what the next line she says here in a second is.
Day for attention. I don't know. It's like medically, is she going to be in a lot of pain?
Medically, good question. STDs, blown out vagina. Medically, physically, yes, there are problems here. Mentally is what she's most worried about, though. Listen. But then after she mentions mental health, listen to what she says.
I don't know. It's like medically, is she going to be in a lot of pain? Mentally, you're going to be known as the girl that shot 100 guys in one day, and I think that's really sad. The problem is that when you sign up to objectifying yourself, it's like you're signing a deal with the devil.
A deal with the devil. So we got physical, mental, and spiritual. It's interesting that she uses the term deal with the devil, because this is the true root of the problem. The devil is already this girl's daddy. Her father is Satan. That's why she's doing this. It's not mental illness. According to psychology, she's happy. She's living her best life. She's doing great. From a secular worldview, there's nothing wrong with what she's doing. She's making money. She's having fun. She's getting noticed. She's popular. Why not? From a secular worldview, it's great. Her mental health is excellent. But a deal with the devil. Her father is Satan. Her spirit is dark. She's been given over to a reprobate mind. That's what's really going on. And Josh says it.
The thing Lily's doing this weekend is the future of OnlyFans. Realizing is actually more mental than we originally thought. There are 100 men turning up to have.
So when he said mental there, he doesn't mean it's crazy. He says, I think it's less spiritual and it's more mental. No, buddy. No, it's more spiritual and less mental. Her mental health is doing great right now. But the last thing I want to play is at the end of the video, after she's done, and this is what everybody's been playing, but I'll play some of it for you, when she breaks down. Now, is that from exhaustion? Is that because she's just an emotional chick and she's exhausted after getting ran through by 100 dudes? Or is her soul intact? I don't think this girl has a soul. I don't think she's crying because she feels guilty. I think she's crying because she's emotional and she's exhausted, and that's why she's crying. She's just overwhelmed. I don't think she's crying because she feels guilt or something about this. But maybe there's still some soul left in her, and she actually feels guilty.
Lily offered to show me the
There's no life in this girl.
aftermath of their stunt.
Oh, it stinks.
What does it smell like?
Like brace yourself. Brace yourself.
Oh, holy shit.
I guess it.
He almost threw up. See, this Josh guy, he seems like a nice kid. Like, the whole time he's like, I don't like this. It's gross. And he walked in there and almost threw up from all the condoms on the floor.
Your coat up.
Nice.
Come on in. Where you travel from today? Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so nice.
Okay, I'm not going to play all this, but she says the worst part about the whole thing was that she couldn't make some of the guys finish. Because each guy only got 5 minutes. And some of them traveled from very far to come see a girl. They spent $1,000 on this trip. He interviews one of them and he's shaking. Some of these people paid thousands of dollars to come out and shag this girl who is nothing special, by the way. Like she's like a 6, you know? And they paid a lot of money to come shag this girl. And the most thing that she regrets about this whole situation is some of them didn't get to finish. And she feels guilty that some of them didn't get to finish. And she talks about how she didn't get any food all day. All she's eaten is, you know, and it's pretty gross. But then she starts crying, and that's what I want to get to is that I want to see, do you guys ladies think that this cry is a exhaustion cry, or does she still have some soul left in her?
Nice to meet you. I'll get you on the bed, make yourself comfortable,
Yeah.
take
Okay, I
phone,
don't want to hear about the
camera,
process.
don't lie.
With a condom on, or
No.
like?
Yeah.
I mean, and
okay, that's gross.
My eyes sting like nothing else.
Why?
Because of all the cum in it. I think
Gross. That's gross. That's really gross.
and it just took definitely a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I think it was when it was only like 40 and I was like, I'm not even halfway yet.
Yeah.
14? 14? You're not even a quarter of the way. You're not even a fifth of the way. What are you talking about? I'm just trying to get to where she starts crying.
And I think I had a sandwich and that was kind of, and then the rest cut. It was hard.
No, I don't want to hear that. Here we go.
I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're
Oh, no way. You don't think you'd recommend it? What? Yeah, I don't recommend it either. I don't think anybody would recommend it. What are you talking about? I don't think I'd recommend it.
a different type of girl, it's very like,
A slut.
it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like.
Oh, it is being a prostitute, except for free. You did it for free. It's worse than being a prostitute. Much worse.
It's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
It's not like just having sex with someone.
yeah. Just one in, one out. Like, it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it just hit her that she's the biggest slut in the whole world.
Just take
Yeah, 1 minute.
I want to watch more of this guy's documentaries, by the way, because this guy actually seems pretty cool. He's not like some scumbag. He's there. He was feeling bad about this whole thing the whole time.
I think I was you know, when I talked to you last, like I was not nervous. It was like the day before. I was like, oh, I'm so nervous. But it was good. It was more.
She regrets it.
I guess the interactions weren't like, I'd have to stop
The
them
last
early
bit of
and,
her
like,
soul was crying out in pain. Yeah, it's either that or she's just exhausted. But yeah, there might be a little bit of soul. She's still young and like, this is crazy. The STIs, it's wild. So, and if that's not enough, make sure there's nothing. Gosh, but OnlyFans influencer Lily Filled Lips, is quite excited to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. She now says, whoa, she barely wearing anything there. She now says she wants to break the record or be the first one to sleep with 4 digits in one day. And she talks about how the logistics of it is they're going to have to make a human conveyor belt. I don't know if she lays on the conveyor belt and goes down and guys just stand there ready to go and put it in. Somebody did the math. And if she wanted to do 1,000 guys in a day, that means each guy gets 1 minute and 44 seconds. And I think that's with let's do the math real quick. Hold on 1 second. How many seconds are in a day? Let's see. How many minutes? 1,440 minutes in a day. So 1,000 guys, each guy gets a minute and 44 seconds. And that means no breaks. That means minute 44 seconds, next guy, minute 44 seconds. So she'd have to probably give them each a minute. And then you have 44 seconds to prepare for the next guy. And she's talking about the logistics are going to be hard, but we need a human conveyor belt. So either a bunch of guys, no, it'd have to be her on the conveyor belt, just laying there holding her freaking, ew. Anyway, crazy. So enough of that story. It's just sad. It's a sad state of the world. I thought it was 100, and that was well, no, it was 100. She just did 100, 101 actually. Now she wants to do 1,000 in February of 2025, and that means a minute and 44 seconds for each guy, no breaks in between, all day long, rapid fire, one after the other. She wants to make a human conveyor belt. So, yeah, crazy. I don't know. More Weird Sess stuff. Jay-Z. Earlier this week, actually a little bit of last week, new Diddy stuff relating to the Diddy case. Jay-Z is accused of graping a teenager with Sean P. Diddy Combs from NBC News. Lawsuit originally filed in October against Sean Diddy Combs was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z as the defendant. Rapper and entrepreneur Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, was accused in a lawsuit Sunday of graping a teenage girl after an award show more than 2 decades ago, along with Sean Diddy Combs, the hip-hop mogul, facing federal sex trafficking charges and a wave of lawsuits alleging sexual assault. The plaintiff in Sunday's suit said she was 13 at the time of the alleged assault, according to the complaint, which was filed in federal court in New York Southern District. So that happened about 8 days ago at the very end of last week. But I didn't talk about it. I was going to talk about it more tonight, but now we're seeing reports that I don't know if they paid this girl off or if she's just lying for attention or what's going on, but it's coming out that the allegations may be false. But before we found out about that, we did have reports that the NFL was still going to keep its contract with Jay-Z. Grape allegations against Jay-Z won't impact the NFL's relationship with music mogul, Goodell says. Interesting that if a certain type of person is accused of graping a child, the NFL stays by their side. But I bet if somebody got down on the field and prayed, they would want to separate themselves from that. If somebody, didn't take a knee during the Pledge of Allegiance, we've got to distance ourselves from that. But we won't distance ourselves from somebody who's allegedly graping 13-year-olds. Good job, NFL. But this is all alleged. And we do know they love attacking men. I'm not going to go jump on a bandwagon to defend Jay-Z or P. Diddy, but I do know there's a lot of Me Too's, there's a lot of fake allegations, there's a lot of BS against Trump. All the time this is happening. So I don't want to jump to any conclusions because late this week, actually this is 3 days ago, there's some questionable pieces in this girl's story. Let's watch this. This is 5 minutes. I don't want to watch the whole thing, but we'll watch some of this.
Never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
Okay. We're not going to listen to this whole story, but inconsistencies. She acknowledges there are inconsistencies in her allegations. The woman and her lawyers also acknowledged that there were some inconsistencies in her account in response to questions from NBC News. I have made some mistakes in recollections of that night, the woman identified as Jane Doe in the lawsuit filed against Jay-Z and Diddy told NBC News. The woman said she stands by her allegations overall. The inconsistencies in her account of the incident, alleged to have happened 24 years ago, do not necessarily mean the allegations are false. So Jay-Z denies it. Jay-Z came out, wrote a long thing about denying it. And they're saying there's inconsistencies in this girl's story. It's 24 years later. You know, it's either a cash grab, a clout thing, or it's true and she just isn't remembering everything because it's so long ago. But why don't people like this come forward earlier? I guess they would say maybe they were afraid, and now that it's more popular and lots of people are coming forward with this stuff because it's out there now, maybe she feels more comfortable coming out about it now. I always find it questionable when they wait 20 years to talk about this stuff. So it is interesting. But that's the Jay-Z stuff. We don't know. We'll have to see it all play out in the trial. I wonder how many witchcraft covenants Beyonce is doing to protect her family. Yeah. Imagine explaining How I Met Your Mother. He looks more and more like Whoopi lately. Who, Jay-Z? Okay, one last Weird Sess Stuff story. You guys ever heard of this rapper Zeddy? So I saw this thing. It said, rapper Zeddy has 5 baby mamas that are going to give birth at the same time. And the Economic Times Sister Wives, New York musician hosts joint baby shower party for all 5 women he got pregnant. Here's what we know. So they say this guy got 5 women pregnant at the same time. And they did a news story on it because he came out on TikTok and he did a photo shoot with his 5 baby mamas. Well, his name's Zeddy Will. According to him, this is not true. And it was just for a music video. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It was just for a music video, so this is just funny.
Shower for not 1, not 2, but 5 of his progeny.
Okay, it's just a joke. No, I don't got 5 baby mothers. It's just for the video, music video, cha-cha. Make sure you watch it. You know what I'm saying? It's out. I had the world in shambles. They like, yo, TMZ post. Yo, Zeddy, you got 5 baby mothers? No, don't believe everything you see on the net. It's just a joke. Just a little.
That's funny. So he did a music video, and in the music video, he's got 5 baby mamas. And they're all just hired models who are pregnant. and the whole internet's like, this guy's got fun. They believed it. That's a good troll. That's a good troll. All right, that's it for Weird Sess Stuff, guys. Ladies, you can come back. It was a joke. My sister was raped and she never reported it. A lot of time it's embarrassment for females. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's one of the arguments that they don't want to come forward, which I don't think that's good. I think they need to come forward if they want the rapist to be caught and held accountable. But I get it. I mean, yeah. We got some updates. Couple updates. Update on Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione. He was yelling when he walked into court the other day. Luigi Mangione, latest, public donates $130,000 to defense. His United Healthcare shooting suspect hires high-profile attorney. So the public, he's got a GoFundMe, I guess. It's not really a GoFundMe, but all these ladies who were swooning for him, like Jimmy Kimmel or one of these late night guys did a whole bit where he was talking about how women were in love with this guy. All his lady friends were in love with this guy. Women are swooning over a killer. Some of our memes were about it. Public has raised $130,000 for this guy so far. That's wild. Syria updates. Let's see, from DW. Syria updates. Israel plans to double Golan population. Israel has approved a plan to invest over $11 million in the Golan Heights and double its population. Meanwhile, Turkey said it's ready to give military training for the new Syrian government. Little from AP, 1 week into New Syria, rebels aim for normalcy and Syrians vow not to be silent again. At Damascus International Airport, the new head of security, one of the rebels who marched across Syria to the capital, arrived with his team. The few maintenance workers who showed up for work huddled around Maj Hamza al-Ahmed, eager to learn what will happen next. They quickly unloaded all the complaints they had been too afraid to express during the rule of President Bashar Assad, which now inconceivably is over. They told the bearded fighter they were denied promotions and the perks in the favor of pro-Assad favorites, and that bosses threatened them with prison for working too slowly. They warned of hardcore Assad supporters among airport staff ready to return whenever the facility reopens. As Al-Ahmed tried to reassure them, Osama Najm, an engineer, announced, "This is the first time we talk. This was the first week of Syria's transformation after Assad's unexpected fall." So there's some serious stuff. One little story I wanted to slip in here. China! Before we talk more about China and the drones for a little bit. China's humanoid robot army turns factory into precision-packed warehouse. They have a factory totally ran by AI and robots. Chinese robotics startup Magic Lab has introduced a fleet of collaborative humanoids at a factory for job training. We're hiring the robots to do the work now, guys. In a video, the firm's humanoid robot Magic Bots is seen performing tasks such as product inspection, material handling, parts picking and placing, scanning, and warehousing. The humanoids also demonstrated small-scale collaborative operations showcasing their ability to work efficiently together. Magic Lab unveiled its third-generation humanoid robot Magic Bot. Get ready, guys. The robot drone war is coming. It ain't a joke. Bro, it's uncanny valley the way they walk. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, C-Sal. The public is paying for his defense. Fangirls. Yeah. All right, so robots, drones, AI, get ready. Last little thing in rapid fire here. Biden's auctioning off wall materials. Let's listen to this.
Earmarked to finish the border wall. Materials on site, ready to be deployed, bought and paid for during the Trump administration. These were materials never used when Mr. Trump lost the election in 2020.
Remember, I covered the story of the guy that stole like $2.2 million worth of wall steel. They left all the wall steel just laying around out in the desert. And this guy would go there every day and load a trailer with steel and take it and recycle it and get paid every day, just making trips with steel. And he made, when they finally caught him, he was up to $2.2 million in recycled steel he had made off of recycling steel. If he had stopped at $2 million, he never would have got caught, but he got greedy. He wanted to get to $3 million. Well, now Joe Biden is auctioning all of this wall material that's been sitting out there, getting rusty in the desert, just laying there. Perfectly good wall material. Everything's ready to go. Trump lost the election. They just left it out there. Now Biden is auctioning off all of that wall material.
The Daily Wire reporting that a Border Patrol agent revealed the removal was happening from 3 stations: Nogales, Tucson, and 3 Points. They say the goal is to move all of it to a surplus auction site before.
Oh, Trump wasn't building the wall. Trump wasn't building the wall. Trump never built the wall. Really? Well, then why was all of this steel, wall steel, laying out in the desert?
Christmas. According to the report, bidding for the parts starts at $5 on GovPlanet. Today, we spoke with the vice president of
Oh, that looks like wall. Looks like they were building the wall.
the National Border Patrol Council, who says this is a waste of taxpayers' money, time, and resources.
Just several weeks away from the new administration taking over. It doesn't make any sense on what the rush is to sell off this material. They might as well leave it there, knowing that the oncoming administration can utilize it to continue to build more of the barrier down on our nation's borders.
So Biden is auctioning off the wall material. Wow. Material to be used for the wall along the U.S.-Mexico border was reportedly taken away in Arizona, set for auction just weeks before the barrier's champion, President-elect Donald Trump, returns to the White House. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Auctioning off the wall material that's been left in the desert for 4 years, just sitting there, while illegal immigrants pile up underneath overpasses and just flow into the country. Venezuelan Tren de Aragua gang members take over cities across America. Our wall material is just sitting there, and now it's being auctioned off. Awesome. Amazing. Great. All right, guys, that's it for Rapid Fire. For the last 30 minutes here, I just want to bring up some old stories about drones and really tie this drone thing together. So let me show you first. China sends drones to American police stations during, hold on. So do you guys remember during the BLM riots when China sent the police stations? It's going to be hard to find it. Okay. From New York Times. They're not going to let me read it. I think the headline is U.S. watched George Floyd protests in 15 cities using drones. From Minneapolis to Buffalo, Homeland Security officials dispatched drones, helicopters, and airplanes to monitor Black Lives Matter protests. All it's telling me is about the current drone situation. It's going to be hard to find this stuff. As Chinese drones dominate in police use, security experts urge caution. Yep, there's the DJI Phantom. It's going to be hard. Unwitting threat from drones. Case for drones in law enforcement. Anyway, I'm trying to find the story from like 3 years ago. They're wanting me to know. The U.S. Marshal Service flew unmanned drones over Washington, D.C. in response to last summer's Black Lives Matter protests. Documents obtained by the Intercept via the Freedom of Information Act indicate the marshals flew drones over Washington, nationwide protest, police brutality in the wake of George Floyd's murder. The surveillance flights occurred. This is talking about the drones, but I need to see how many they sent. Sorry, we're doing live research, guys. Anyway, the point is, during the George Floyd protests, large numbers of Chinese drones were sent from China to police stations in Democrat cities all over the country. And that's why when the Rittenhouse thing happened, they had 2 different drone views of the Rittenhouse shooting. Perfect camera angles from the sky of everything that happened. There were drones all over the sky during the BLM stuff. Those drones were given to us by China to the police stations, Democrat-ran cities, Democrat police stations during the BLM riots. And people were more focused on the BLM riots. They didn't know that China was flooding us with surveillance drones. Now, why is this important? Well, let's look at China's Skynet program. China's Skynet program. This is their surveillance. So there's Sharp Eyes. There's the Sharp Eyes program, which was funded by the American CIA and Google. We've talked about this in past episodes of the show before. So this is like, if you're new to the show, if you don't know, I've covered all of this stuff before. This is one of those surveillance states, and technology interests me. China's Sharp Eyes program aims to surveil 100% of public space. One of China's largest and most pervasive surveillance networks got its start in a small country about several hours south of Shanghai, installing tens of thousands of security cameras, automated facial recognition algorithms, public and private security cameras. Chinese government projects like the Golden Shield Project, Safe Skies, Skynet, Smart Cities, and now Sharp Eyes mean that there are more than 200 million public and private security cameras. So Skynet is one of the surveillance programs China uses to keep people from immigrating out of the country, and they use drones and satellites to put this network of things together. Hold on one second. I'll show you a little video of Skynet.
Knows no bounds, as if sending
This is Skynet 2.0. Now they're sending drones to the moon.
spies and putting up surveillance systems across the world was not enough. China is now aiming for the moon, quite literally. You see, it already owns Skynet, which is the largest video surveillance network in the world. And now it has come up with Skynet 2.0, the lunar version of the surveillance system.
So Skynet is there. Sharp Eyes is actually more surveillance based. Skynet is more monitoring the border, and it's to keep people from leaving the country, from immigrating and escaping the country. They use Skynet. It's more of an immigration surveillance thing, but combined with Sharp Eyes, Smart Cities, Safe Cities. We've covered all these things in the past on the show. It's a surveillance state. Now, then there's the drones. So they send a bunch of drones to America police stations. They also, China sells drones to Iran. Iran to supply China with 15,000 drones. So China, this says, see, I thought China was sending Iran drones. I guess Iran is sending China drones. So they're both big in the drones. Middle East Monitor. An Iranian official has revealed that China is one of the leading customers of Iranian manufactured drones, and that a large shipment is set to be sent to Beijing. Okay, I guess I had this backwards. They're both making drones. The point is, Iran got drones, China got drones, Ukraine got drones. That's what leads to the Iranian drone mothership theory. But I want to find some videos of some weaponized drones. Weaponized drones. Weaponized drones are coming. I think weaponized drones are already here. CT Police Insider, weaponized drones. Watch this. We're just doing live drone research, guys.
It would probably be a lot more sophisticated than the device displayed by a Connecticut drone enthusiast a while back. More like a toned-down version of what has become common in 21st.
We've had these forever. So this is like the winged drone that maybe the people are seeing. But these things don't hover.
Century warfare, remotely controlled flying weaponry that kills. The Connecticut state legislature is considering a bill to put a lethal airborne option in the hands of police. The proposal's sudden appearance has sent a shockwave through the state capitol.
I didn't even know this bill was in existence, and for this to go flying through the, so to speak, through the Judiciary Committee so quickly was a bit of a shock. There could be abuse, that there could be some operator error.
The Connecticut drone proposal begins.
I think a drone with like a pistol attached to it is not that practical. A drone that can just drop a freaking bomb, though, makes much more sense.
By outlawing airborne weaponry for civilians, then moves on to establish guidelines for training and warrant requirements for their deployment in the hands of law enforcement. It's a step no other state has taken.
Well, we've been under the Biden regime, so we just get them from China and Iran. America doesn't make drones. Once Trump gets in, they will, though. And then I'll show you the bans here in a second. We've talked about the DJI bans.
It's not necessarily unconstitutional, but as a matter of policy, if this were allowed, one would want, again, very strict regulation.
Supporters of the idea point to the Dallas police shooting last summer. A gunman killed by a robot carrying a bomb. Would having it fly to its target make much of a difference?
We're pretty close to RoboCop anyways.
See, that was a DJI Phantom that they just showed being controlled by a military guy. So that's a Chinese-made, mass-produced commercial drone being flown by our military. And who controls the operating system? China. Maybe it was mass-produced in Iran, but these are Chinese drones.
A very effective way to stop a crisis situation like that, but it's a big leap forward.
Civil libertarians are expressing alarm. On the street, we detected a desire for extreme caution.
I'm sure it has some possible pros, but I think it needs a lot more discussion.
It'll get that in mid-May when the full state Senate considers the measure. We're in Greenwich. Lou Young, CBS 2 News.
One state currently allows police to use armed drones. North Dakota's law, though, says...
Damn, North Dakota got armed up drones. Christy Noem out here droning people up.
It may only carry the officers non-lethal measures like tasers and tear gas that the drone...
I mean, I'm sure it could be modified to carry more than that. Okay. So what's the problem with everybody having weaponized drones? Hold on. I want to watch more videos on weaponized drones. There's got to be something up Ukraine. Roadrunner, GOP Center. What are the advantages of using weaponized drones? U.S. military's anti-drone training. Ukrainians equip drone with machine gun. Exploding drones are changing the game in Ukraine. Bro, they're just like hooking water bottles of napalm to the drones and a little freaking claw. Hold up. This is crazy. If there's foreign drones being controlled, flying over every American city, weaponized, I wouldn't want to walk outside.
Підключив.
Boom! It took the drone out too. Boom! Right on those guys. They're made to be cheap, accurate, and deadly. And these are just Ukraine hobbyist drones. They make them. But we also did a video I showed you like a month ago in a factory where they were mass producing these drones, and there's just thousands and thousands and thousands of drones. All can have a payload of explosives put on them. Got him. I don't know if Bro, that drone just chased a dude down on a motorcycle. Dude, that guy's playing video games to practice flying the drone. The devices are often a hobby racing drones that cost hundreds instead of thousands of dollars. See how simple it is? So, if these guys can make these janky ass drones that can drop bombs on people, you know everybody can make some dangerous drones. But let's wrap up and let me get to the ultimate drone theory. Let me show you DJI imports stopped in America. This is from October 17th of 2024. Yesterday, Reuters reported that U.S. Customs and Border Protection halted imports from DJI, a Chinese drone manufacturer, for forced labor-tainted products, a violation of the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. We talked about this when it happened 2 months ago in October. So, DJI says the U.S. Customs is blocking its drone imports from The Verge. So, remember when I covered this? Now, remember, I told you that DJI has been running all sorts of price cuts and deals, making these drones cheaper and easier to buy for all Americans. Christmas is coming up. So, they have a lot of specials on drones. But in October, 2 months before Christmas, America halts imports of DJI drones. So a lot of people had pre-ordered some of the new models like this Air 3S, and all the new models that were coming out. Me and Freddie have talked about them. And the U.S. right before Christmas stops the import of all these drones, which have had their prices reduced. Everybody wants to get a drone. It's the new popular thing. And then they stop the import of them. Donald Trump is coming in. Donald Trump don't trust China. China's asshole. Trump does not trust China. Trump wants to ban TikTok. Trump will probably ban these DJI drones from coming into America now that we're having all these problems with the drones. I think China's pissed. This is the drone ultimate conspiracy theory. China and Iran have been feeding drones to police stations in Democrat cities all over America. China wants every American to own a Chinese DJI drone, so they lower the price right before Christmas, and they expect that everybody's going to buy the Christmas presents. Unfortunately, America finds out that these drones are being mass-produced with Uyghur slave labor, and America's like, no, we can't have that, China. We're going to have to tariff you if you're going to be using slave labor to make the drones that you're selling to all of the Americans for Christmas. We can't be having that. China doesn't like that. China's pissed. China can't get its drones mass-produced in America and sent to America just in time for Christmas, right before Trump takes over. The plan is, right before Trump comes in, get all these drones into America. They're already in the police station's hands. They're already in the military's hands. Get them in the hands of every American. Get them in the household of every American. Take over the programming right before Trump comes in. Mass drones take over to the sky. They start flying into people's faces. Trump can't move because every time he goes outside, drones are flying at him. I think China is setting up to do a drone assault on America. No, that's just the theory. But the theory is, my theory is, this is some sort of Chinese/Iranian potential attack on America. Because why do they want everybody to have a Chinese drone? Why are the cops flying Chinese drones that they sent here during the BLM protests? Added to that, the mass hysteria. Added to that, the fake alien stuff. I don't know what they're planning. They have weaponized drones. Maybe these... And then we add in the exploding pagers that Israel did. What if these drones have some sort of explosion feature and then China overrides all the systems and all the drones just flying around under the Christmas tree, your drone Christmas morning, flies up and it has an explosion in it. All the drones in the sky, all the police station drones just start taking out the cops. All these weaponized drones in North Dakota take to the sky autonomously, and they just start self-destructing as they're flying into buildings. This could be a drone attack on America. I know I hyped it up a lot, the ultimate drone conspiracy theory, but that's all it really is. But we went over everything. We covered the New Jersey stuff. We've talked about the drone stories from the past, the weaponized drones from the past, and all this. So, can't buy or sell one, but military ops, the government outlawed jammers for civilians. It's actually easy to halt, Josh. You can get jammers so they lose signal on the drone. Well, apparently these drones in New Jersey do have jammers on them. We already talked about that a while ago. They get videos of guys begging for... I know. I've seen those too, where the guys are laying on the ground and they're like praying. Crazy. I don't know. I think there's some sort of operation going on here. Since then, Iran has only deepened its cooperation with the Kremlin by continuing its drone supplies to Russian forces. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but it's not good. The drone that hit Trump. I wouldn't say that, dumbass. I would not recommend saying something like that on the internet. That's how you get feds kicking in your front door and they say you attacked them and you end up dead. It's not smart, Freddie. I don't know. I think I just want to get into this this after party and make this dang gingerbread house, guys. The earlier I stop the show, the earlier we get to the after party. It's Christmas time, and I leave for my trip soon. So, in the after party, there's a couple other small stories. Apparently, there's Russian ships that crashed into each other, or a Russian ship was sank, or something like that. Yeah, I did. I did just come up with that. That's why I said it's my ultimate drone conspiracy theory. After party, we're gonna make the gingerbread house. I gotta finish copying a few notes over for the debate with James. Tomorrow night we have a debate with James. I'll be streaming it here, and I'll be stream sharing Easy Stream. He's gonna moderate it, but you guys should watch it over here. We're gonna debate James about mental health, mental illness, psychology is not real. I'll take it farther. Not only is it not real, but it's evil and nefarious. Marxist, communist, socialist plot to control people. So it's evil, it's nefarious, and it's fake science, not real science. It's all a lie. And that's what I'm going to prove in the debate with James tomorrow. It's the most research that I put into any debate that I've been doing research on free will my whole life. Christianity, Christian values my whole life. But I've been researching psychology my whole life too, because it's very interesting to me. And but I have folders for all these debates I've done where I gather research. So if anybody wants to see my sources and my research, I can send them the folder. And this folder is by far the most packed folder. I have 52 links. Like 7 YouTube videos. I've got like 10 things from the National Institute of Health. I've got things from the National Institute of Mental Health. I've got political things related to the politics of psychology and how politics is involved. How religion and the Bible, what it says about it. Evil experiments, evil psychologists, scientists throughout history. just everything. I've gathered a lot of research for this one. And I'm ready to go. Brother, Jalen called Joel's show, and he's a good argument for mental illness. I know. This is what it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be my anecdotes and their anecdotes. It's going to be my personal experience, my anecdote. I've struggled with mental health issues my whole life, and look at this person. They're crazy. Don't you think that person's crazy, Josh? Don't you think that person's mentally ill? Don't you think Lily Phillips is mentally ill? Don't you think, I don't know, any crazy person that does something crazy and evil, don't you think they're mentally ill? Any dumbass, don't you think they're mentally ill? No, I don't. There's dumb and there's evil. And that's about it. That's it. Dumb and evil. You're either dumb or you're evil. It's either evil spirits or you're just an idiot. That's not mental health. Being stupid is not an excuse to cry mental health. Mental illness. No, you're just stupid. Or you're just evil. Or you got some evil spirits in you. Ain't mental illness. But anyway, that's the debate we're doing tomorrow night. Tonight, I gotta go walk Echo. I gotta get a bite to eat. What am I gonna eat? I ate pizza this morning. I should have saved that pizza for tonight, but I ate it this morning. I'm gonna go get some beers, get something to eat. I gotta get some stogies, walk Echo, and then I will be back for the after party. In the after party, we'll have the open panel. We can talk about anything. I'm going to do the gingerbread house, Reese's gingerbread house in the after party. And finish. All I got left to do is I got to write up this timeline of the politics of mental health. And then a few notes for my closing. I'm going to freestyle my closing, but there's a few points I want to make and jokes that I want to make sure I hit in my closing. So I got to write those down. Yep, Sal, we're debating James. It's James's first debate. I'm going to take it easy on him, as in I'm not going to blood sports attack him, but I am going to be coming hard with facts and reasoning and logic and truth. I don't think James is going to understand half of what I'm saying, to be honest, because I'm going to have to talk fast, and there's a lot of big words because of the topic. Psychology uses a lot of big jargon, a lot of nonsense words that don't really mean anything. Like, for example, have you ever heard of ODD? ODD? Have you ever heard of the mental disorder ODD? Oppositional defiance disorder. Oppositional defiance disorder, which basically is when young boys talk back to their teachers. They don't like authority. When young boys are going through puberty and becoming young men, they don't like authority. They rebel against authority. They want to be independent men. They want to grow up to be independent, strong men. So they reject authority. This is all young boys, by the way. Not most, all young boys are going to reject authority at some point in their life. Maybe not all, but most of them. And now that's a mental disorder, oppositional defiance disorder. You defy opposition? You have a disorder. Well, I've been defying opposition my entire life. I can't stand opposition. I'll defy all the opposition. So I guess I have a mental illness, you know? I've only seen women saying they have ODD. Are women doing it now too? Well, either way, it's BS. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Oppositional defiant disorder. Oh man, what about the TikTok What about the kids who give themselves like Tourette's syndrome because they watch TikTok, and on TikTok, people with Tourette's get popular. So then these kids start faking tics, and pretty soon they have a real tic because they gave themselves the tic because they watch TikTok too much. It's crazy. That's odd. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out, and make sure you come back in about 30 minutes, and we will be back with the after party, make our gingerbread house, talk to you guys in the Discord, and yeah, thanks for hanging out. It's Monday night, kicking the week off right. Dreadedconservative show, 6 o'clock Mondays. You know, the world's a crazy place. I just report on it. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share. We didn't get any cash apps or super chats during the show. We have a $50 a week goal for the channel. $50 goal. If anybody wants to help support the channel, Cash App is in the corner, $ Dreaded Conservative Show. Send a super chat in the after party. Definitely, send the super chats. $50 goal. Let's try to reach it. But the least you could do is make sure you hit the like button on your way out and you're subscribed up and all that stuff. And share it with a friend. If you like it, tell a friend. If you hate it, tell everybody. And I will see you guys here shortly for the after party. So, see you guys later. Thanks, Jeff, Dean, Matthew, Seasal, Amanda, everybody who's still here. Freddie, DJ on Paul, Fredo was here. Be wise. Thank you guys for hanging.